Pros. You've heard me talk about them for years as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get a second opinion on any HVAC service or replacement, but now you can also get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. And when you really think about it, how do we know how much it's supposed to cost? At the very least, you'll know you're in the ballpark, and I can all but guarantee you they'll beat the price. They'll come out for free. They'll give you a second opinion. And all you got to do is give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. You're the Drive Guy.
Yeah, we're coming to you from Revival. Of course, Kayla is no stranger here. It's Whitey Gleason and Kayla Anderson. Dave Johnson with us as well as we get ready to celebrate, observe, commemorate opening night for the Kings at the Golden One Center. And as I said, Kayla, I know you've been hanging out here quite a bit, right, since we started this contest for people.
Man, I wish it was quite a bit. I did come here last week. It was really cool. I've never been down here, never been to the arena.
I find that hard to believe because everybody here knows your name. When they saw me,
like,
you're with Kayla, I assume.
I came in early and I was like, wow, this feels familiar. About the only thing that does. But what a setup. We've got the pool out here. Mm-hmm. We've got a great area inside as well. But I'm excited we're out here. This is fun.
It's a big night. Big night. And, being a radio person, sometimes it's not first nature to think about the visuals, and we're working on that. But I mentioned that because initially when we had set up, our background was the warning, no lifeguard on duty sign that had all the CPR instructions and everything, no diving, all the pool rules, and we realized that's probably not the best background.
No. So now when I get mine up, and Kevin, I think maybe you have yours up or will be.
Yes.
We'll give you better visuals.
Right.
We're working on that right now.
I think you might be able to see behind me the lights of Sutter Health Park.
And part of the bridge there, too.
Yes. We've got that going for us, which is nice. And we're right here hard and fast next to the Golden One Center where it all starts tonight. Whatever it's going to be, it starts here tonight. Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? I understand from what I heard today with Carmichael, Dave, and J. Ross that this is the 9th home opener for the Kings since the Golden One Center opened. Unfortunately, the Kings have only been victorious in one of those games, which means obviously they're due. I know when the schedule came out, a lot of us assumed, well, if they're not going to be 2-0, they got a great chance to be 2-0. That, of course, is out the door now. But tonight, the Kings, hopefully they'll have Domantas Sabonis. We're still awaiting final word on that as to whether he'll play tonight. Taking on a Utah Jazz team that is coming off just a shellacking of the Clippers. Ooh. And, Kayla, I know you were hanging out earlier. You said, I've never been here. You were hanging out with Kevin Love.
I'm telling you, I was in the lobby there, and I did not expect – I forgot the players stayed here from the other team. And I was here early and checking things out, and I said, by golly, like you said, is that Kevin Love? A little more gray than when I covered him in Cleveland. But sure enough, it was. They were all grabbing their lunches and everything. But that's what's so cool about this setting, too, is everything's like right here. Everything is happening right here. But the Utah Jazz, like you said – coming off that good home opener where, I don't know, the Clippers looked a little old. I don't know if they underestimated, a Utah team that's been getting slammed just like Sacramento has for not maybe having the best chances to be a playoff team this year.
Yeah.
But we'll see if that carries over to tonight. We hope not.
Maybe the Clippers were, we got 81 more of these. It's just one game.
Yep.
And it was a bigger night for the Jazz, perhaps. By the way, as you said, we got it all going on here, and we appreciate Mario helping us out. Yeah, and Mario he felt bad because he was talking, which is fine, Mario. We're good. Thank you for all your help. Yeah, we're just having fun here.
Scream,
so I
Mario.
make sure.
You can scream.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Don't worry.
You can say go Kings, whatever you feel
No
like.
problems. Whatever you want to do. All part of the family, right, Jay? How are you doing, Jay?
I mean, it's fantastic. It's opening day. I'm feeling good. Friday. I'm out here winning at life. That's the way I see it, brother.
I just noticed your shirt.
Oh, you like that?
Is that a Jaws
Yes,
shirt?
baby.
That's my
Yes,
favorite movie.
Yes.
Is Jaws.
Yes. So real quick.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Kings all day, every day.
Yeah.
Today, obviously, minus Rob Brooks. I saw this thing on social network. Did you guys see this on Twitter? I should say X. It said it was I guess for the season of Halloween, it's promoting Halloween. And have you guys ever seen, I don't even know, it's like a key, and it says, hey, whatever your birthday is, and it matches your first name or your date or whatever it is. So anyway, it's who you would face in Halloween depending on the month that you were born in.
Okay.
And so, like, you know, January is Jason Voorhees. February
so different
is
monsters
Michael
or
Myers
creatures,
and stuff like that. Yeah. So May, I'm born in May. I'm
Me
a
too.
Taurus. Really?
I'm a Gemini.
Okay. There you
my
go.
best friends are Tauruses. Wait, you
Yeah.
are too?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the?
Yes. Absolutely.
That's crazy.
So that's where
Yeah.
I was going. Is mine is in May. Whitey's is in May. Did not know yours was in May. So we would be fighting Jaws.
Let's freaking
Okay.
go.
Yeah. So I've seen it a few times over the last week or two, and it's could you survive? It's something like could you survive if you had to go against this person,
Wow.
this monster,
Right.
this thriller,
Yeah.
person, whatever character? And so I'm like, hell yeah. Because the
yeah.
only thing we have to do is not go towards the water.
Right.
If we're minus, of course, revival, the pool.
Right.
But if we're just on land, we're okay.
We're fine.
So I was like, I gotta go get a Jaws tee.
Dude, that's
I'm all about it.
legit.
So that's why I got it. There
That's
you go.
I
it.
was obsessed with Jaws growing up.
Really?
I was obsessed, and so much so that I started to scare myself at maybe like the middle school ages, where even the pool.
Oh,
or
yeah,
the
you
lake,
can do that, yeah.
I would be a little bit hesitant sometimes. I know they're not in the pool, and I know they're not in the lake, but it was just the eeriness of like seeing Jaws so many times, and
Yeah.
Jaws 2 and Jaws 3.
You get that in your dome, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm like digging that shirt.
Yes.
Amity Island Shark Tours.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
Appreciate that,
Yeah,
Jay.
I knew you would get I knew if there was anybody today that would ask me about my T-shirt.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
it's gonna be my boy Dub G.
Yeah, and it matches your true sports
absolutely.
cards.
Yeah.
I'm a walking
Hat,
logo right
as far as the colors
Yeah.
go. So opening night in Sacramento.
But I'm super hyped. I truly am, and it means a little bit more because I have a little more of a connection to the squad, obviously. But I am super excited. We're talking about 10 years in the Golden One Center, right?
Yeah.
And I had no
Crazy.
clue of that. When I first moved back to Sacramento was the first year of Golden One.
Oh.
I didn't know. I've been here for 10 years. I've been here too long, Mr. Gleason.
No, not long enough.
Yeah, man. I'm
Maybe
like,
a little too long.
yeah, I'm like, goodness gracious. So I put in 11 years in L.A., and now I've pretty much matched that of being here with 10
Yeah.
years now. So
That's
I'm
wild.
it's a lot of things that ran through my mind the last couple of days, but I'm super excited. I'm expecting a W. I'm not taking nothing
Yep.
less than a W.
No, you're right.
I'm
I
not
like
gonna
it.
lie to you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen this season. Obviously, we don't know, and we'll talk about this and that, and we'll talk about it all throughout the season. But tonight is a special night, but it is about the win. You know, it's not just, oh, we have a team, and that's great, have a good time. No, everybody has a better time if they win the game tonight.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You play to win this
You
game,
played to
Jay.
win the game.
Yeah.
100%.
The schedule makers have not been especially kind to the Kings when it comes to this first month, but tonight we think they may have done us a solid, so you have to take advantage
Well,
of it.
you better take advantage of it. And I'll tell you this. We have Miss Kayla rocking with us today on opening night.
I know. Thanks for having me.
How many opening nights have you attended?
Wow. For NBA, none.
Okay.
So I've been to the playoffs for NBA with the Cavs,
Okay.
but opening night for NBA, no. I've been to opening night for NHL, NFL, MLS, but
Everything but.
everything but the NBA. I feel like, from what I've heard, guys, the NBA is special though because just the small arenas, the arenas are more,
Intimate, we
Intimate
like to
is a
say
great
here.
word. Yeah,
Right? I mean,
know
that's how we say it in
sometimes-
Sacramento.
Yeah, intimate. The arena is intimate.
You're playing a
but
4,000-seat
it
baseball
is.
stadium. It's very intimate.
Yeah, very intimate. Oh, yeah. Baseball, not so much on opening night. So, but I've heard you guys put on quite the show, which I'm excited to see. And I know fans are excited because when you start on the road and you start 0-1 and you had that
Why
great
you bringing
start.
that up, Kayla?
I know.
My
but
bad.
My point is,
Is that
though,
how she's going to be
I
today?
know
all
that.
day?
I'm
Negativity.
actually an optimistic person because I told Kevin this before the show, Jay. I said, I kind of feel like the Utah Jazz knew they were going to come in. People underestimated them. The Clippers were kind of like, we can do our thing. But then tonight, they're coming to Sacramento. The Kings they are embarrassed with themselves with the 20-point lead that they blew. Mm-hmm. They know that we got to turn it up for our city as we light the beam, hopefully, tonight. I feel like this is a gettable game. Despite the 3 7-footers in the starting lineup, I feel this is a gettable game for the Kings in terms of rebounding and, being able to come out with the victory. I truly do.
Yeah. No Neat Clifford, as we know.
Right.
Hopefully Domas plays. Otherwise, Jay, I think you made this point as well. I made it on Twitter a couple nights ago, and people got mad. The Kings are almost turning into the you-know-who's.
Oh, come on, man.
Uh-oh.
The football
Super
team
team,
down in
yeah.
South
Come
Bay.
on, man.
Them Niners?
Yeah. But at least with the 49ers, Kayla and I were talking about this earlier, with the 49ers, it's like, next man up. On basketball team, you get to points like, there's nobody else there, coach.
Yeah.
We've
Jay and
run
Kevin,
out of.
are you going in?
We've run out of next men.
Yeah.
But so hopefully if
Stockton, the G Leaguers aren't here
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully if Domas could go tonight, they give him a big lift. On the other hand, you don't want to rush him back, so we'll see. But opening night, they have to win, but it's also about, for us here, it's about just a celebration of the fact that we still have a freaking basketball team, Jay.
No, agreed. You make sure to remind us all the time, and I appreciate that because I was having this conversation with someone, and obviously being from Seattle, not to bring up bad.
No, that's okay.
That was a low.
I get.
I
I
thought
get
about
it.
it. I was like, oh man,
I get it.
That's not a good transition. But I apologize, Kayla. I truly
good,
do. And I love Seattle, by the way. Let me throw that in there.
Yeah, there you go. Keep sucking up. Come
There
on.
you go. There you go, man.
I think she bought it.
Yeah, I did.
It is a celebration of something that we probably were not going to have. And I was going to ask you the same thing that I asked Kayla, but in a little bit different is what number opening day is this for you, Mr. Gleason?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I wouldn't say a very large number, but I don't even know.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Probably only around in the neighborhood, I think less than 10.
Really?
I think so.
Man, you held season tickets.
Yeah, that's true.
Were you
Maybe
not
it's
coming
all right.
up for the night?
I gotta get back to you.
Put you on the spot.
He's like, oh, gosh, I don't know.
Yes, but it is something that you've been blessed to see. You've had the opportunity to see, happily, and at the same time, same thing here. I remember growing up and going to Arco and, the nostalgia and going to parking, coming from South Sacramento to go to the whole other side of the city, of course, in the Thomas area.
Do other arenas count?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
the dentist office, that count?
I knew you was going to mention the dental office,
the dentist
man.
office.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game last night
It
by
really
Steph
was.
Curry, by the way, which I know you'll have a conversation about. But it is something that is special, and I appreciate the fact that you don't stop reminding us that because this could not have been here. Truly, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Yep.
We're sitting at Revival, Kempton Sawyer. This is amazing. This was not here too long ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kayla was asking me about that, and I didn't know the exact timing of it, but I know that before the arena was here, none of this was here.
No, this was a mall. Remember, this was the K Street Mall.
K Street Mall was actually very nice mall.
Yeah,
but it was
okay.
just
small.
Yeah.
We're probably sitting, I'm looking at the vicinity. This was, what was this? This wasn't 24-hour because I was downstairs and up, and I was a little bit further, I think. So, this was probably the mall.
Do you remember?
This was upstairs at the mall, yeah.
Do you remember Dave Lloyd on Channel 40? Maybe you weren't here then.
No, I don't.
Dave Lloyd on Channel 40 in town used to do a thing called Dare Dave. And you could challenge him to whatever you wanted, and sometimes he'd say, okay, fencing, fine, frisbee golf, whatever. So we played him in wiffle ball, and we played him here, and I took him
No
upper
kidding.
tank, Jay.
Upper deck.
Upper tank at
Oh,
Macy's.
yes.
Yes.
At Macy's.
Yes.
It was probably like the Bon Marché back then.
Yes.
Or something like that.
I hit a bomb off him, Jay,
That a boy.
on
Awesome.
TV. So anyway, that's what I think of when I think of this mall.
Attaboy, Kev. I just want to
Yeah,
chime in
Dave
real quick.
Lloyd.
I definitely remember that myself.
Oh, sorry, Ramsey, you cut out on us.
Yeah,
I was just saying I definitely remember Dare Dave on Fox 40 myself before now of ESPN fame.
That's right. Thank you,
Fun,
Ramsey.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
he's on ESPN now.
You're
He's been there a
kidding.
long time.
Wow.
Yeah, Dave Lloyd.
Sacramento Lloyd had a segment called Dare Day where viewers would write and challenge him to some kind of sporting activity.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
One time he came on our show and
Oh,
we
I do remember it.
yeah,
look
he's a
at
good
that.
guy.
Yeah.
We gave him a home run call when he did baseball highlights, and he used it on the air. And he said everyone liked it, but he hated it. And it was, we said, look, just use this on the air. And it was, ball goes over the fence, so and so hits a home run, and it's knock, 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 Mrs. Perkins, can we have our ball back? And we said, try that. And he did it. He was on with Linda Cohn, and it was David Ortiz on the
way.
Twins, and he hits one out. And then he goes, knock, knock, knock. And she goes, yes, come in. He goes, Mrs. Perkins, can we have our ball back? And he said, they liked it okay, but I didn't like it. I hated it, so he never used it again. But he did
Oh
use
my
it on
gosh.
Sports Center, yeah.
No kidding. You're like, we know what that is.
Yes, yes.
That's great.
Yeah. It's a night of memories, Jay. Hopefully more pertinent memories than that.
I'm
but-
looking at a 1994 version of Dare Dave. News promo to challenge. Oh, man, this is dope. Somebody was racing him in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Wow.
Archery. I see some jump shooting by a young lady. Tennis. Why
think-
don't I
So
remember this?
everything. I'm surprised you didn't
I don't.
challenge
Yeah,
him.
You need
I
to pick
Jay.
up the mantle, Jay.
I
You need
know.
to do that on our
Nice,
show.
son. We
yeah.
should do something like
yeah.
that, huh?
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
Dare the Drive guys.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
I think we might have to do
Yeah.
it. I like that.
We'll get Dave's blessing, too. Kayla, you have interesting information here on Domas, huh?
I just saw that come down. Sean Cunningham had tweeted something out about earlier, including
3 minutes
what was
ago or
coming
so,
out from shoot-around, that it looks like Domantas Sabonis is going to be good to go tonight
what I'm
in the
talking
home opener.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go.
You know, the wording on the whole thing last weekend was kind of funny because he got hurt on Wednesday, and then he said that the story that the Kings released, the press release, said that he's going to be reevaluated in a week. And it wasn't clear a week from when he got injured or a week from today. So I was thinking there might be a chance. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
great. That looks like he's playing tonight. They could use him.
They could really use him with this lineup, too, for the Utah Jazz, just in terms of they are a lot bigger in terms of height than the Sacramento Kings starting lineup at this point, but that will definitely help with Sabonis back in there. And I think just for fans to get to see him on opening night, too, is going to be great. Because y'all, I'm just getting here. You guys know that. But I've known a lot about Domantas for a long time, being a Gonzaga guy. And loved watching him play all these years here in Sacramento. But this is great news right now.
So tonight we'll watch Domas, also Keon's minutes, Jay. Kind of a story still.
Yeah, it seems like, especially with Coach Christie talking about it.
And your boy Alan Stiles making a big deal of it.
Is he?
I heard that.
What is he saying?
He's saying, I'm not saying anything, but, you know, Devin Carter could have done just what Russell Westbrook did in the last game. So he was really talking more about Russ's minutes than Keon's necessarily.
Y'all didn't call in and ask him?
I was very surprised. I was. A lot of other people did. I'll say
Yeah.
that much.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
It was funny though because he was saying, "Tell me one thing that Westbrook did that Devin Carter couldn't do in those 19 minutes," because Carter obviously did not play.
Yeah.
So, and they were betting on if he would possibly play tonight. I think the over or under was like 5. Take the over in 5 minutes or whatever. So.
Yeah, Russ didn't have a great game, and that obviously is the Kings didn't
Sure.
bring Russ here. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole thing, but in all fairness, they didn't bring Russ here because he was supposed to have a spectacular opening game. So he's got a lot more upside than Devin Carter. But as far as Keon, hopefully Keon will play a little bit more tonight. He helps you win.
I was surprised, and I heard your guys' conversation a bit coming home yesterday, and I was surprised that we didn't see a little bit more out of Keon Ellis in terms of playing time. Just knowing like he's got the defensive side to him as well, and just in that second half, it's obviously that Utah turned something on in terms of their shooting. They were making shots. They were hitting shots. And it's like the only thing I think you could have done at that point was try to defensively try to get them out of rhythm.
And I think Doug knows that. And
I think so,
there's
too.
a bigger picture thing going on, whatever
I
that is.
know.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
we'll see. Hopefully that will play itself out here. But it's been a crazy week for the Kings already, opener tonight, and then the NBA has had it going on every which way. Great games. 2 overtime games last night, including, of course, another double overtime game, and then everything going on with the betting.
My goodness.
I don't know, scandal, whatever it is. I guess it certainly would qualify as a scandal. It's been a bizarre week already.
It really has. I could not believe all the stuff that came out. Technically, it was the second day in terms of the NBA opening week, but the timing was just crazy with all that stuff coming out about Chauncey Billups yesterday. And I feel like there's going to be more to it when we see the weeks to come.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and I heard you guys, obviously you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
So we can't just sit here and say they did it. But it is something it seems like they've been investigating for a while. I don't want to see this effect where we're going to see more names, because I don't want it to affect what people think about the game. And I think already people have a preconceived notion of, the game's rigged, la la la. Are you in an NBA town? Until you're in an NBA town and you covered the team, I think it's easy to say that, because I was coming from a town that didn't have an NBA team right in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Seattle, why don't you ask her about Seattle?
Well,
again?
don't get me going on that, because that might make some people mad. I mean, Doug Christie might agree with me, but yeah. So I think it's okay, let's pump the brakes on is the game rigged? No, I don't think it's rigged. I just think there are certain things that happen in any pro, sports with any pro athlete. It's just unfortunate sometimes.
Right. The game is not rigged, but when you have anybody who is changing their behavior in the game in order to achieve a certain, result for the benefit of bettors, the game isn't rigged, but a little bit of it is not on the level. So the NBA obviously has to get in there and do whatever they can right away to try to get rid of that. I appreciated the point that Kenny Smith made last night when he was talking to Chuck about this, and this is what I was trying to get at yesterday too. There's some of these people that are, if they are involved in it, if it's true, it's easy for us to look at them and say, and this is what Charles Barkley said, how stupid could you be? And Kenny pointed out, when you're talking about addictions, stupid, that doesn't really have anything to do with it.
No.
People who are addicted to different things, including gambling, do things that they know on some levels not in their best interest, but they can't help it.
Yep.
No. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Doesn't make it right.
No,
or,
it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. But we know there are many different vices for people in our world, right? And we also know with those vices, with those addictions, comes assistance, help, aid, right? And one of our co-parts, Kyle Draper, has been very open about some of the things that he's went through when it comes to, assistance and help, with some of his addictions. And so it's just something that I'm a firm believer everybody needs help. Mm-hmm. Nobody gets anywhere in this world without any help, right? And so why should we turn that off just because we're talking about sports and gambling? As Kenny is talking about, those are certain addictions. Yeah. Those people need help.
Yeah,
exactly.
No excuses, as you said, no excuses.
Right.
But definitely need some
Just the whole point of that to me is just to realize when we say, wow, how could that person be so stupid? It's not necessarily about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
I don't think and that's the other thing. I don't think Billups is, he's innocent until proven guilty, but I don't know if anyone wants to bring this upon themselves. No one's going to want to just voluntarily say, hey, now I want to be under FBI investigation. So.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of people are talking about because he wore the clutch? Have you seen this? The Clutch Sports hoodie. He walked out of jail with the Clutch Sports hoodie. And
is that the agent?
Yeah, so Clutch Sports is LeBron's agency.
Right.
They've represented a lot of people, Rich Paul, things like that. But people are like, oh, it's not a good look. You shouldn't have got caught with the Clutch Sports hoodie because of the gambling. And people are even breaking it down to the color. You know how I don't know the proper name or terminology of what you call people, but they read into colors. Red is this or green is that.
Right.
Black, I apologize for not knowing that title, but
chromatic something.
It's that.
Chromatologist.
Yeah, there we go. That's perfect.
I'm sure
put
that's
ologist on the back end. It might work.
Mixologist, chromatologist, perfect.
But I see people talking about that.
That's wild.
This is bigger than what it seems like. Mm-hmm. And more Terry Rozier stuff is coming out. Allegedly, Brian Windhorst said, he didn't say alleged, but he said the NBA knew this was coming down
heard that.
yesterday. they knew Terry Rozier was part of something. They knew Chauncey was part of some things, and it doesn't stop there. If it doesn't stop there, that means what? What does that mean? I saw something on ESPN talking about LeBron allegedly, or somebody knew that he was nursing a leg injury
I read that
and
too.
wasn't going to play. This is ESPN putting that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that LeBron knew anything about it.
Right. But the fact that he said, hey, I'm not playing, and somebody took that information and spun it to a, whoever.
That's why, according to our
Costa
buddy
Nostra.
Chris Mannix, he was talking to somebody, and he wrote at SI.com. Somebody in the league told him the league thinks they have a chance to contain Chauncey and Terry Rozier, but Damon Jones is the one that they feel like, ooh, that could be a problem because of his links to so many different people. I don't know if that's true, but that apparently is how at least some people in the NBA look at it. I think they're going to have a hard time containing any of it. Yeah.
At this point, right?
Yeah,
I mean, when you got a coach involved and, of course, a player, but a coach and a guy that had a great career as well that we all know. And
Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Did you guys see Pablo Torre today too?
I did not.
Yeah.
Talk about Kevin Garnett partook in the game that is under investigation. Everything is coming out now. Woodworks, and not saying anyone's guilty, as you said yesterday, Whitey. Everyone has an opportunity to be given their time.
You're innocent unless you are proven guilty.
There it is. I don't like to say it that way because whatever. Anyway, I'll say there's some opportunity for everyone to defend their space and their involvement, right? But when you got Pablo Torre coming out with stuff and mentioning Kevin Garnett, that's messy.
It's real messy.
Why is Pablo Torre coming out throwing KG was part of the –
You know what that makes me think of, and I shouldn't say this because it's irresponsible in a way, but I just think of it as you said. Let's say the NBA has a huge mess. I could see them doing what I think baseball did on the Mitchell Report, which is, all right, we got stuff going on now, but we're going to bring down some guys that aren't playing anymore.
Exactly.
Big names because they're already done.
Right.
So I would hope the NBA wouldn't go, when you said KG, that just that occurred to me. But
you might not have half your analysts now that are on the so-called
NBC,
networks.
Amazon,
right. But other than that.
It's interesting as we see more and more come out. I saw, and I was trying to remember who it was. I think it was Spy Track or maybe it was Forbes. And they were trying to put a number on what they believe all the money that was moved around in this one night, this incident that a lot of people are allegedly getting ready to be tied to. So they believe there's one timing of this game, even though it happened in multiple spaces and times, that this one time, the 2019 Pablo Torre, there were so many big names that all these move money around, and they were just trying to throw numbers at it. I'm like,
jeez.
If you're throwing numbers at it, that means you probably know who was there or allegedly who was there, I should probably say.
Yep.
You probably know what the buy-in was. So that means they probably did their investigation and picked up the phone and said, well, who was all sitting around the table? What was the buy-in?
Yep.
Who showed up? Who was wearing the brown? Who was wearing the purple?
Where did Shohei's interpreter sit?
Exactly right.
Oh, Whitey.
No, I'm just, these are all just hypotheticals. We'll take a quick timeout, and then we'll come back. Rod Brooks going to join us. Drive Guys coming to you from the Revival here, right next to the Gold One Center on Kings opening night.
You got Jay rolling.
On Sactown Sports.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
The deals are on now at the model year-end sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save on year-end models and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
For 77 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 77th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Utah Jazz. They moved from New Orleans. They're the New Orleans Jazz. That makes sense. They moved to Utah. They're the Utah Jazz, and they pulled it off. I don't know how they did that, Jay. The Utah Jazz, and now we just accept it. Like, yeah, the Utah Jazz. Kings in the Jazz tonight. We're at the Revival getting ready for opening night. You got Sac State on national TV tonight, and then Sunday morning on our station, the 49ers taking on the Houston Texans. Didn't we say yesterday, Jay, this smells like a win? Yeah. With more on that.
I like that.
Nice enough to join us as he does every Friday. 49er analyst for NBC Sports Bay Area, host of the Quality Hang Pod, Rod Brooks with us. Rod, say hello to Kayla Anderson with us today, if you would.
Hello, Kayla. Nice to meet you.
You too, Rod. Pleasure to talk to you today.
She knows her football, Rod. She definitely knows her football. So, speaking of, who's done a better job, Robert Saleh or Kyle Shanahan? What do you think, Rod?
Ooh, that's a really, really, really good question. And you can tell how good of a question it is and how difficult it is for me to answer it because I have yet to address the question you just asked me.
He's thinking about it.
He's going into the four corners. Yeah.
Boy, I am, right? You picked that up, didn't you? I'm going to say Kyle Shanahan because he has to coach the entire team. Now, obviously, he's the offensive guy. He's not the defensive guy. But since it's his whole shebang-a-bang, he tried to say in English, I'm going to say Kyle Shanahan. But clearly, the Niners would not be in a position that they are right now if they didn't have both of those guys. And this is actually something I'm going to talk about on the pregame show. Bright and early Sunday morning, 9 o'clock on NBC Sports Bay Area, that what Kyle Shanahan has done has been remarkable because he didn't try to get stubborn and stay with the run game when you lose Brock Purdy and with him being a running coach. He's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play to the strengths, even though he didn't necessarily have the strengths offensively to go with that pass game because you didn't have Purdy. Obviously, Mac Jones came in, bam, round peg in that round hole. But you lose Pearsall for a little bit. You lost George Kittle at the very beginning of the season. You don't have Brandon Ayuk, and there is some news about him that maybe we'll get to later. For Kyle Shanahan to sort of see the situation and pivot, even though he has trusted quarterbacks like Nick Mullins in years past. I think that. I don't know if that's necessarily growth, but I think that is a check on the ledger for Kyle Shanahan. With Robert Saleh, this is not a defense full of guys that he knows. Yes, Warner and Bosa, those are cats he knows, but those cats are not there. And specifically last week, for Robert Saleh to trust these young guys, but also trust who he is as a defensive coordinator. He called a whale of a game. I'm always going to be on team player. Those guys going out, no matter the sport, those are the guys who get the majority of the credit. But Robert Saleh, the way he called that defense, said, I'm going to blitz. I'm going to be aggressive because I have the trust in the young guys on the back end that they can hold up in man coverage, knowing that Michael Penix is much better against zone coverage than he is against man coverage. He had trust in that defense. He had trust in those young guys, and they rewarded his trust. But it takes a coach to start that process. And how many times have we seen it, no matter the sport, where a coach will say, I'm not going to go outside my comfort zone, or I'm not going to allow these guys to make mistakes because it might be a reflection that is negative on me. Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh have not done that, and that is a commendable action by both of them.
Rod, going to the quarterback position, and we've seen so much of the Mac Jones show early on this season just with the Brock Purdy turf toe, and maybe you can enlighten us on what we should expect this Sunday. But when that move does happen, is there in any way, some of the players that maybe like, hey, we've enjoyed Mac Jones here, he's done a good job, and is it hard at some point to go back to Brock Purdy?
Well, I'll start with the latter question. There's going to be no quarterback controversy. There's going to be no dissension in the locker room. There's not going to be guys under their breath going, we should do this. Everybody understands the situation. Mac Jones, who is talented, okay, he's got arm talent, as we like to talk about these days. Mac Jones is coming here, and he has done a whale of a job, and he has exceeded people's expectations outside of the Niner facility, and he's probably exceeded people's expectations within that facility, actually inside of the Niners locker room. All that being said, everybody knows that it's Brock Purdy's team. And number one, because he's gotten them to 2 NFC championship, or helped get them, right? To get them to 2 NFC championship games, and he was only a few minutes away from winning a Super Bowl. They also understand from a financial situation that these things do play a part. So there is no ambiguity in terms of when Brock Purdy is ready, and he's not going to play this weekend. They're still going to give it 1 more week, maybe even 2, being very cautious with that turf toe. So Mac Jones will get the start. Will it be the last one? We'll see. But when Brock Purdy is ready, everybody knows that when Brock Purdy is ready to go, that's his job, full stop. In terms of what you're going to see from Mac Jones, you're going to continue to see what you've seen all season long. He's got to get the ball out quick because he's seeing another defense in the Houston Texans. And this is going to be the best defense that Mac Jones has seen since he has taken over the reins for the Niners. Because remember, he didn't play against Seattle. This Texans defense, while you can run on them a little bit, they're the best in the league in terms of points allowed, a shade over 14. They've got a front seven that gets after the quarterback, particularly Will Anderson and the rest of that front. So what is Mac Jones going to have to do? Same thing he's had to do in all the starts that he's made for the Niners. Get that ball out quick, because the longer he holds on to it, the better that Texans defense is going to look in terms of trying to get at him and get after him.
Rod Brooks, nice enough to join us as he does on Fridays. And Rod, I have many more football questions, and we'll get to some of those. But I got to ask you, now that you've met Kayla, we're next to the Goal One Center. We're celebrating Kings opening night here. Mm-hmm. And we were talking earlier about how some cities don't have a basketball team. Kayla's from Seattle, and Jay dropped that on her. He said, well, you're from Seattle. Now, if you're throwing the flag on that, is that like 15 yards? Is he ejected? What's the call?
I mean, that's dirty pool, Jay. I thought, man.
My bad, Rod. My bad, man. It was indirectly, man. My bad.
And I'm going to tell you something. Here's where I'm sensitive. And Jay, you should understand this. So, I'm Houston, Texas, born and raised.
That's right.
I've been in the Bay for 28 years. Yeah, 28 years. But I'm Houston, Texas, born and raised.
Third Ward, right?
Means,
we had that conversation. Third Ward. Yep.
Sunnyside. Oh yeah. Sunnyside. Third
Sunnyside.
Ward, Southside, all that. Yeah,
right,
South Acres.
Right.
You know what it is. So
yes,
I grew up going by the Astrodome every day to go to school. So I grew up a Houston Oilers fan, and I say this with all seriousness and sincerity. I am always going to be understanding of fans and fan bases that had their teams taken away from them by greedy, shameless owners. And I put Howard Schultz, you know who I'm talking about, Kayla. I put him in the same group that I put Bud Adams in. I put him in the same group that I put the owner of the A's in. Those guys did those people dirty. And Seattle got done dirty by Howard Schultz, and I forget the name of the person that eventually took over the Oklahoma City Thunder, or who Howard Schultz sold to, and then moved. Oh, it was Howard Schultz, I think. Yeah, but I forget the timeline.
Clay Bennett, wasn't it? Clay Bennett.
Clay Bennett. Yeah. Thank you. That's exactly who I'm thinking of. So these two rich guys conspired to take something away from Seattle that was extremely, extremely important to them, and I hate when it's done. And I'm always sensitive to fans who have to deal with that. And one of the happiest days of my life is when the Tennessee Titans, who used to be the Houston Oilers, came up 1 yard short in the Super Bowl against the Rams. Because if the Titans would have won the Super Bowl only a few years after leaving Houston, I might have slammed my head against a brick wall. So, Kayla, I am very, very sorry that the Oklahoma City Thunder won a championship last year, because I know that had to hurt.
It's funny, Rod, because you saying that, I like and I appreciate your side of that, because I just came from covering the Titans for 8 years and hearing all their gripes and groans, and when they wore the baby blues, and everyone would get mad in Houston, and you hear their side.
Yeah.
But to hear the other side is great. So.
Yeah.
Ain't no other side. Bud Adams took his team because Houston, who had already renovated the Astrodome, taken out the scoreboard because they wouldn't give him another stadium, because the Oilers had just blown a 32-point lead against the Bills in that wild card game. And the year before, they had lost the game to the Broncos. Don't get me started on all that. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't no other side. Bud Adams took his team to Tennessee, fine and dandy. I hope they don't win another thing ever.
I don't think they will right now. So
no, I don't think they're a well-run organization. And gee, isn't that a shame?
I know, because the Niners, they are.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah.
Moving on.
Rod, let me ask you. You mentioned Houston and how tough they are defensively. How did the 49ers get the running game going, and is that repeatable this week against the Texans?
Well, first and foremost, you point to George Kittle and you go, bam, that's the guy. And he was extremely important because he set the tone. If you remember the beginning of the game, the Niners made a concerted effort to run at the tackles and outside the tackles. And they did that because George Kittle is the absolute best at his position at digging out nosy linebackers and safeties that come up to stop the run. There were a couple of plays where Falcons linebackers came up. George Kittle got him. Christian McCaffrey followed behind him. The Niners got some positive yardage out of it. So the Falcons said, all right, the Niners, outside zone run team, they're going to do that all season or all game long. This is where Robert Saleh deserves some credit because they knew that if the Falcons decided to sell out to stop the outside zone runs, that they could go back in and they could attack the inside of that Falcons defense. I said Robert Saleh, I meant Kyle Shanahan. That they could go back and attack the inside of that Falcons defense that is a little light in the cakes, comparatively speaking, to other teams in the NFL. So when the Falcons thought that they had to sell out to stop that outside run, the Niners just went right up the guts on the Falcons to that gap zone run scheme over and over and over and over again with great success. Now, that's going to be a completely different story against the Texans, who, again, are not as good against the run as they are against the pass. So you're not going to be able to fool them. You're not going to be able to out-muscle them. It's going to be flat-out execution. But when you have George Kittle in there to help you on those outside runs, and with the Niners getting that confidence of what they had last week, they should be able to run the ball to supplement what they want to do offensively in terms of passing the ball. But listen, as bad as the Texans looked this past Monday, as awful as that offense is, particularly their offensive line, this is going to be a very tough, tight, close to the vest game because of these two defenses. And I think it's going to come down to a late game field goal, quite frankly.
Ooh, drama.
Yeah.
Pinheiro,
Yeah.
right? Could
Yeah.
be the deciding factor. And and speaking of him, in all seriousness, to make that move this year early on, and I know, it was something that Shanahan maybe didn't want to do but had to do at some point, right? How much has that paid off? And I'm sure that that's galvanizing too, to just know you have a guy in there that you've been able to count on.
100%. You can see the way that Kyle Shanahan is coaching, the way that he's moving, that the confidence that he has not had over these last few years, knowing that he has a kicker that is going to be money no matter where you kick it from, especially from long distances. Pinheiro, 17-17. He has not missed a field goal yet. To have that in your hip pocket emboldens you as a coach. And I want to go all the way back to the Seattle game. Okay, Niners won that game on an ill-advised, albeit eventually game-winning touchdown pass from Brock Purdy to Jake Tonjes. Jake Tonjes had to play defense before he caught the ball. That's how ill-advised of a pass it was for Brock Purdy. But I bring that up because Brock Purdy said in that game, or after the game, that they did not want to kick a field goal. Okay. When your quarterback, and Kyle Shanahan coached differently in that game too because of Jake Moody's misses. By the way, shout out to Jake Moody going to Chicago, kicking those field goals, that game winner a few weeks ago. Fantastic for him. But his time with the Niners was not good. And you saw Kyle Shanahan coaching, moving differently because he did not want to send his field goal kicker out there. So you go all the way from Seattle to where we are right now. Kyle Shanahan is calling plays, and if things don't work out, he feels good that Pinheiro is going to come out there and hit it from 45, 50, 52, 55 yards. That's a weapon. That is an absolute weapon. You can't rely on it. You can't live on it, but it's nice to have because, as we've seen, when you don't have it or you have the opposite, it is a drain on how your coach and your quarterback and your offense operates in the long term and big picture.
Well, Rod, we appreciate your time as always. We also appreciate the fact that here we are getting ready for the Kings opener. They dropped their first game. And you being in the Bay Area, I know you on X, you mentioned some things about number 30 last night. Thanks for not rubbing that in our faces today. We appreciate that as well.
Listen, I understand audiences. I'm not going to bring that kind of stuff up. So like the bean, man. But on the real, man. It's so much fun because we don't get it very often. It's so much fun when the Warriors and the Kings are good at the same time. So I'm rooting for the Kings just like I'm rooting for the Warriors, just like I'm rooting for my Rockets, because to me, that means we're getting good basketball, and that's all I care about. That's all I want. So light that beam, baby.
I love it.
Thanks, Rod.
Light it
We'll
up.
see you on the TV. Yeah, we'll see you on TV this weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Thanks, Rod.
All right, thank you, guys. Take care.
Yeah, he really was not a fan of your tactics there, Jay.
I know. I messed up. I've realized it now. I truly realized it. Man.
I'm like, I'm so used to this, and I'm so used to either losing our teams or our teams falling short like they did in the World Series.
Yeah.
I'm just or the Cougs. I went to Washington State. They
Oh,
just
yeah,
coug it all the
man.
time.
Yeah, you got- woo,
so I'm just
Kayla.
Jake, bring it.
Man.
Just, fire the shots. Boom, boom,
You're
boom, boom,
immune
boom.
to it.
I'm immune to
Yeah.
it, baby.
Yeah, coming to you from Revival, I believe we have a member of the opposing squad over there, just lounging poolside.
He
Getting ready for
did
the
a
day.
little smirk.
Getting ready for the day, huh?
Yeah. We've got a lot more Kings conversation to get to, but before we do, since we were just talking about the 49ers, I don't know how much you saw of the games last night, but when we talk about the NFC and the jumbo bucket of contenders, do we have to take Minnesota out of that bucket?
Chris is going to not like me for this. Chris Watkins is not
You
going to
didn't
like me.
hesitate.
I did not hesitate because when I saw Wentz or whatever was left of him on the field last night, I was like, there ain't no way. Unless they go with J.J. McCarthy at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Poor Wentz, he was wincing.
He was wincing.
Carson Wentz last night.
He really was.
Jay, you're not taking him out of the bucket yet?
No.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, they're
because
3 and 4.
You're right. They're right
mathematically,
there.
yeah.
They're literally right there, and we know how the NFL goes. As quick as you can say, they're done. JJ comes back from injury, and then they'll go on a 3-game winning streak, and then we'll be talking about, we did it a little too early. There's really about a handful of teams that I'm ready just to kick outside of the bucket, and even NFC, AFC. Titans are done.
Oh, God, they're
completely
roasted,
done, right?
toasted,
Yeah.
whatever
They're
you want
done.
to say.
The Raiders are done, too. I don't
Yeah,
understand
they
what
are.
anybody says. The Raiders are out of there.
Did you see that Robert Saleh got offered the defensive coordinator
Yes.
job with the promise that he'd be next in line
Head
for the
coach?
Yeah, and he's
Really?
Nah, because you don't want to wear that black and silver. Why would you want to wear that when you've already wore the red?
Yep.
When you've already wore the
Yeah.
greatest show on turf.
It's obviously how he saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, true. But I wouldn't be surprised if, and this is the truth, the Raiders, as much as I feel like they tried to give Pete Carroll the keys to the car, Pete, and I hope Pete lives till he's 150.
Yeah.
Truly does. But somewhere along the line, they've had to have that conversation. How long are you really going to be here? And then once that news comes out that Saleh was going to be maybe the arms in waiting, the coach in waiting, that lets me know Pete's probably there for another year or two. What he does is he gets teams on track. He does a great job of that. This year, I think, is already a wash.
Yeah.
Now, next year, we'll talk about it then, but I do believe, and I hate to say this because Pete's a good coach, and I think he's going to be successful. So I think the Raiders will be pretty decent next year. I just don't see it this year. So they're out of the jumble bucket for me, too.
Right,
I think the Browns are gone. You can cancel them off.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Dolphins are out of there.
Yep.
The Jets are gone.
Yep.
There's, like I said, there's about 5 to 7 teams you could pretty much cancel out right now.
Yeah, the Vikings they're right on the edge if they're not out. Right?
And Kevin O'Connell's a good – that's what I do like. And they have a good defense. Let's not take away – but it's just the quarterback position always scares me just nowadays when it comes to, going further. And even in the playoffs, if they made the playoffs, just how long are they really going to be able to go? Because I don't know if they're even sure about J.J. McCarthy yet.
That's a good point. Yeah, you got to be basically 5-2 right now to be in a good position in the bucket.
Well, for the NFC,
yeah,
NFC definitely. AFC. Do you believe in the Patriots?
Yes.
Do you believe in the Bengals?
No,
without
not the Bengals.
Burrow. Where do you feel on the Chargers? I know you're a Charger. You're in it.
Yeah.
They played well last night.
Yeah.
Herbert was slinging that thing around. There's a few teams in the AFC, just like in the NFC, but I think the NFC. We've seen the Dallas, the Green Bay. Those teams make it to the playoffs, the Buccaneers, as of late, where it's, do you believe in the Steelers? We know they're probably going to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
But are they going to beat the Bills, the
Exactly.
Chiefs?
Yeah, to which I believe in them.
Right, exactly.
That's another almost maybe a different bucket or part of the jumble buck
Yeah.
is like
Right.
that team's going to get in, but then they're
But
not
their
gonna be there
offense,
long.
and that's the thing, you love the coaches, right? Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry,
absolutely.
like how he's been so consistent. And
Yeah.
then, like I said about Kevin O'Connell, I like the coaches, what they can do. It's just once they get to that point, it's like how far can they really go?
Yeah, so we have on our station, of course, on Sactown Sports, the 49ers and the Texans on Sunday morning, and we're getting ready for the Kings home opener. When we come back, the 3 things Coach Christie says he needs his team to do better tonight. Coming to you from Revival Drive Guys. Kayla's with us today on Sactown Sports.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions. Like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures. Until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockroach, Retirement Security Centers with the Weekly Economic Update. This week in the markets, it's been a mix of record highs, profit-taking, and rising uncertainty. The Dow Jones Industrial Average hit another all-time high, powered by strong earnings in some major companies. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 largely moved sideways, and the Nasdaq Composite dipped slightly as investors weighed valuations and upcoming earnings. On the commodity side, gold tumbled more than 5% in a single day, its largest drop in years amid a stronger U.S. dollar and rotating risk sentiment. Across the board, volatility is creeping back in, concerns about trade tension. Credit quality in regional banks and muted economic backdrops have pushed some investors towards safe haven assets like U.S. Treasuries. Looking ahead, all eyes are on the upcoming inflation data, earnings from tech heavyweights, and whether central bankers will continue to loosen their monetary policy. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
The mildest summer in 30 years has left AC makers with overstock and far below their sales targets. Your chance for huge savings. Sierra Pacific's partnership with top manufacturers mean exclusive discounts to clear inventory fast. Get premium systems installed flawlessly by friendly pros with ironclad warranties and great discounts with SMUD rebates. Plus, HVAC's tax credits expire December 31st. Call for your complimentary proposal. Visit SierraPacificHome.com.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
The greatest show on dirt returns to Stockton Dirt Track. October 31st and November 1st. It's the 42nd annual tribute to Gary Patterson. 2 nights of all-out racing to the finish, crowning the 2025 champions on dirt. Tickets now at StocktonDirtTrack.com.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here, talking to you about my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Now, they're upgrading their offerings to you to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience into the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. And you've heard me talk about them for years as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get a second opinion on any HVAC service or replacement, but now you can also get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. And when you really think about it, how do we know how much it's supposed to cost? At the very least, you'll know you're in the ballpark, and I can all but guarantee you they'll beat the price. They'll come out for free. They'll give you a second opinion. And all you got to do is give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Join Scott Marsh and Henry Turner this Sunday from 4:30 to 5:30 for Game Night Live from Beach Hut Deli, located at 711 K Street. Stop by for your chance to win some great prizes. See you there.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
We're getting ready for Kings opening night right next to the Golden One Center, coming to you from Revival at the Kimpton Sawyer. Drive Guys, we got Jay Johnson, we got, of course, Kayla Anderson, Whitey Gleason, and you never know who you're going to see hanging out poolside here, which is where we are. We believe we have a member of the Utah Jazz over there. We're trying to respect his privacy, of course. But then you got celebrities all over the place. And then we just had another celebrity walk right up, asked him to come on the show. Chris Watkins is here.
Yes.
Hello, Chris.
Yes.
What's
Hello.
up, Chris?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I was just hanging out by the pool. I didn't even see you guys over here, and so I figured, I was like, what are the odds?
Yeah,
and so
I guess I
figured
could talk some
I'd head
Kings.
over. Yeah, might as well.
Are you with Taylor, or are you just...
Yeah. You know, I'm just making sure he's having a good time and making sure nobody bothers him. Nobody asks him for radio interviews except for my man Jay, of course. And we're just it's a business day for us all here.
Exactly.
So, yes, of course, excited to be here on opening night.
Yeah. Do you know how many openers it is for you?
Ooh,
We were
that's
talking
a
about that
great
earlier. I don't
question.
think I haven't really been to that many, I don't think, but they kind of blend together.
Just
Kayla's
in
been to many
general?
openers, but not for
Not
the
NBA.
NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably couldn't. I would have to sit down and try and mark it out, but it's...
You must have a streak going at any rate.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, I mean, I was even here. The last I saw, Deuce Mason put out a tweet that said that the Kings haven't won in front of Golden One Center fans. Their only win was in the 2020 season when fans weren't allowed. I was there.
Oh.
I was actually one of the few people that
right.
were in the building that day. So, I think I'm probably working on 6 or 7 years in a row, but... In terms of Kings openers, it's got to be close to double digits, if not in there.
So they're due, right, for an opening night win in front of the faithful.
I would think so. I also looked it up. Yeah, they've won 8 straight against the Jazz in general. So, it's something's got to give, right? Either the Kings break the streak or the Jazz break the streak. And, it's feeling like there's – Jazz played so great in their first game against the Clippers.
Yeah.
Didn't even really compete in that one. So I feel like if the Kings can hit him in the mouth, maybe we have ourselves an opportunity at a really fun night.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep your head on a swivel because Kayla, before I got here, apparently she was hanging out with Kevin Love.
Really?
Well,
Wow.
what's so funny? Yeah, I was, chilling, having a drink by the pool. Well, it's funny because I had just read the story the other night when the fans were chanting his name coming off the bench, and he covered Coach's ears because he's like, I don't want to go out there. But I covered Kevin back with the Cavs, like long time ago, and I forgot the players stayed here from the opposing team. So when I was coming up earlier to just, get my whereabouts, I saw what I thought was Kevin Love, and I had to take like a triple take because he's got the grays now.
Yeah.
And I said, sure enough, then I started to put it together because I was on the phone and I was telling the person I was on the phone with, oh yeah, that is Kevin Love. So that was fun to see, like an old face in terms of players. But yeah, it's kind of fun about what's up here is it's just so like, hey, you're just going to see whoever.
That's right. That's right.
Kevin Love's one of my favorites.
Isn't he
You
great?
have to know this. I mean, it's especially just his kind of game. I'm a big
Yeah.
Brook Lopez guy. Whitey knows I'm a big Tim Duncan guy. Just the, Kevin Love's game. It's just
really
very, very underrated.
Yeah.
Because he came in the league. He was kind of this pudgier guy. Definitely more of a low post kind of presence. And just kind of transformed his game with the times. Became a 3-point shooter and. Just love. Who doesn't love a good outlet pass? And Kevin Love.
Oh, he's a good.
Kevin Love's the
great,
best there is.
Great outlet passer. Defend, rebound, and share. That's the 3 things Coach Christie says he needs his team to do better tonight. He said that. Maybe you were there after practice yesterday. Defend, rebound, and share. Can they do those 3 things tonight?
I think they can do some of them, especially with Sabonis out there. I think the rebounding element should be better. Will it be solved? Yet yet to be seen. Walker Kessler's a big body. Sabonis has done well with him in the past. But
they got a lot of big bodies.
Yeah,
they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes from Kessler to Lauri Markkanen's another 7-footer.
They got 7'7", 6'11", 6'7", and then I think
Walker
6'4".
Kessler.
Flipkowski, Ace Bailey's a really big rookie.
Yeah.
I've seen him listed at anywhere from 6'8", 6'9", to 6'11". So, a lot of height for the Utah team. And, it's going to be a big test. I think we're going to really notice no Keegan Murray tonight. Of course, it's going to be great to have Sabonis. He can help with the real low post work, but it's going to be those forwards. The Lauri Markkanen problem is definitely going to be real tonight, and it's something I hope they're ready for because, they have to do those three things that Doug listed, and I just hope that they can do multiple of them. I would think if they can do multiple of those three, they should be able to get it done.
Chris, let's be honest. I mean, if we're being honest, Kayla, it's been at least 3 years running where it seems like every game the coach, whether it's Mike Brown or Doug Christie, is talking about, well, we got to defend better. Am I right? Yeah.
That's got to get frustrating for you guys just to talk about, right? I mean, every single game, and then you have Doug Christie come in and he's preaching like, this is the system I want, but you can't just have it overnight because he doesn't have the exact players.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, Chris, and we were speaking of this a little bit earlier, like Keon Ellis is one of those guys that has the defensive part of the game to him. Do we see him with more minutes tonight?
I think so. I feel like a big reason why we didn't see a lot of Keon in that first game had to do with Neek starting and just kind of – I think Russell Westbrook played a little bit of it as well, but I think especially with Neek not being able to go tonight, I would expect to see some Keon. I kind of thought a lot of the reason he wasn't getting burned in the preseason, I chalked down to it was a lot because Doug had so many unknowns. We talked about the other day, 9 new players. It's a lot of getting familiar with guys, understanding lineups. Keon's somebody that Doug personally worked out with before he became head coach.
He's a known as far as Coach Christie's concerned. Huh?
And so that's what I chalked it down to for him not playing in the preseason. So him not getting minutes game one was a little bit surprising to me, but I just feel like in general we're going to see more minutes for Keon because of everything you listed out, Kayla. I mean, he is definitely, especially with Keegan out, like the guy that you point to if you want to improve the defensive end of the floor, and we saw it, right? He had that breakaway steal and dunk in the first game, and I would definitely expect to see Keon try and make the Utah guards' life really, really difficult tonight.
I don't know Coach Christie like Jay does, but I think we do know that he's not shy to give a little pointed criticism even to the media here or there. I go back to when we were trying to figure out, all right, who's going to start at the 4 without Keegan, and I remember Coach Christie said, someone asked about Šarić, and he said, yeah, he's got to be a better team defender. Okay. But when someone just asked him about Keon after the first game, he said he's good. He's gonna be on the floor, which tells me that there's something else. I don't know if they're setting up somebody to trade him, or I don't think Coach Christie has any issues with Keon, and I think Coach Christie recognizes, it'd be great if we can find ways to get him on the floor more often.
100%. I mean, it's been the conversation with Keon as long as he's been here, but especially since Doug took over. I mean, the media has literally been asking Keon to watch Doug Christie film because their games are so similar. Like, they have a very similar mindset, and for that reason, and again, like Doug was spent a lot of time with Keon before he was the head coach. I just think that, again, he understands what Keon brings, and it's just blind faith. I really do think a lot of the minute distribution in game one just had to do with they were completely throwing things to the wall and seeing what stuck, right? I mean, Dario Saric got a random 8 minutes. Eubanks started. Dylan Cardwell finished the game. Yeah. Maxime Reynaud got a handful of minutes. I would expect that to be tighter tonight, and with that, again, just kind of opens up minutes for everybody. And again, with Neek going out, obviously Sabonis coming in, there's going to be some balancing out. But, just in general, I completely agree that it just feels like there's no reason why Keon Ellis wouldn't be getting significant minutes with this team. It just makes sense in all capacities.
Yeah, I'll never forget this because Chris and I were doing the show. We started right in the Beam Team playoffs, right? Yeah. And then we went into the summer. And then I didn't know that much about Keon. And he played a little bit on that team, but then in the summer he played a lot. So I really was learning about him in the summer league. And I thought, man, this guy, I really like his jump shot. So we're talking on the air about it, and Chris says, yeah, boy, if he could just learn to shoot, he's a great defender. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. I love his jump shot. Yeah. And I think we're seeing he really is becoming the last couple games. I know one was a preseason game, but he's really feeling comfortable offensively right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the more, that's the thing, the more he gets some minutes, he can continue that momentum. And I think that's hard to do sometimes when first of all, you're not out there, right?
Of course, yeah.
I wanted to talk to you guys about the big problem that was happening, this last couple, 2 nights ago in Phoenix, getting out rebound. I mean, they got worked on the boards.
Yeah,
and
it was embarrassing.
Yeah, and then you have a team tonight that's coming in. We just talked about the height of this team.
Yeah.
I know you can't stop it completely just because measurements are measurements, but how do they kind of equal out that so they're not going to lose the game that way?
Yeah, and to your point, Kayla, that was number 2 on Coach Christie's list. Again, defend, rebound, and share.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that is the second chance points as well. That's a number that I really pointed to after the first game. I think Phoenix in game 1 had 28 second chance points, which is really the problem with giving up those offensive rebounds is you've already done all the hard work of getting the initial stop to allow the other team another opportunity to score and maybe even multiple opportunities on that. You're just really doing yourself a disservice. To answer your question of how they can fix it, physicality is definitely one of them. I just think naturally Sabonis is going to help with that.
Sure.
He's one of the most physical players in the NBA.
He's been the best defensive rebounder, 2-3 years running?
3 to 4. Yeah, absolutely. Every single year. And so that's absolutely going to help. Malik Monk, though, I think I have to tip my cap to him after their loss on Wednesday. He said it's on me too. The guards have to rebound, especially if you're going to know that you're down your 2 best rebounders in Sabonis and Murray. It's got to be a group effort. It can't just be one guy. As a matter of fact, in an ideal world, I think Sabonis is doing the boxing out, and other guys are the ones actually getting the boards because they're so kind of at a height deficiency. So, the short answer is physicality, but probably the real answer is it's going to take a village, and even then, balls bounce certain ways, and it's just about hustle and putting yourself in the best position possible. But it's hopefully not going to become a big problem because if it is, it's going to be really, really hard to win games.
Rebounding is so much about attitude.
Absolutely.
And you have to – and Coach Christie, was talking about this after the last game. You have to start your work early. If you're waiting for the ball to go up and then decide, okay, I'm going to go get it, it's too late.
Yep.
You have to, as soon as the shot goes up, you have to assume a miss.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as somebody leaves their hand, you're assuming a miss. Because if you wait, okay, maybe I'll get that. Nope, too late.
Yeah.
You're too late. And,
100%, especially in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if, and I know Domas should address a lot of this tonight if he comes back, but Isaac Jones, I want to see if he plays. I'm anxious to see what kind of impact he would have as well, because he's a ferocious competitor on the glass.
Yeah, he is. He is an absolute energy guy, more so on the offensive end. I feel like a lot of the time you think about energy guys, especially at a forward position or a big man position, you think, he's just kind of leaping around, grabbing rebounds, blocking shots. But I really think Isaac Jones does a great job of just kind of cleaning the glass on the offensive end, a really big physical body, somebody that I think can make their lineups a little bit bigger and still maintain a little bit of speed. I think he will get a good chunk of minutes, and that's really the thing that we just absolutely sticks out in the first game is Doug was unafraid to give those young guys minutes. Neek, Maxime, closing with Dylan Cardwell. There's no reason to not think that Isaac Jones is going to, I would think, have a pretty significant role. I would expect somewhere near 20 minutes tonight. I mean, he's somebody that I think has just shown through Summer League that his game has grown, and he's trying to expand his range out to the three-point line. I'm really excited to see what Isaac Jones kind of looks like with everybody, because he's the one guy who I could actually see playing next to Sabonis and maybe having it work out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm wondering, too, if Coach Christie is, did what we saw in the last game, did that represent the semblance of a rotation, or is it going to be still, which I would suspect, he's going to be mixing and matching, especially during this period where he doesn't have his full complement of players, mixing and matching rotations and situations depending on the opposition as well. And they got a big team they're playing against tonight. But I hope the young players do play a lot against them.
And it's a bummer that we don't get to see Neek again, because I think while Neek didn't, offensively have like a huge night, he did defensively. I think 8 rebounds, he led the team. I just love the effort every single time he steps out there. So hopefully that hammy will get cured quickly. A
Sabonis-like,
and tell me if I'm wrong. I had heard from in the past, Sabonis is one of those guys that he kind of just always is. No matter if it's an injury or not, he's right back out there. I mean, he just seems to be.
Oh, he gets pummeled routinely, every game.
I mean, he plays 82 games, it feels like, every single year. And it wouldn't surprise me if he plays 81 games this year.
It's incredible.
He played with a broken thumb in the Beaton year, right?
Yeah.
Just played through it.
I'm just like, that's the kind of player you want for sure. I heard, you guys, that they had a little bit of a meeting. I think it was maybe yesterday after practice where the guys got in the huddle, and you had Westbrook talking. I think you had DeRozan talking, and
Scott Perry was there too.
Scott Perry was there, the general manager, and the theme obviously is we have to finish. And I think that's the biggest thing watching the other night, the game. As great as you can be in the first half, which they were demolishing the Suns, it's almost like they expected to just come out and have their way with them in the second when you knew the Suns were going to make some adjustments or try to find a rhythm, and they did. And so how just important do you feel like that message can be in terms of we got to play 4 quarters?
They have to. I mean, it is absolutely mandatory, and exactly what you just said. I mean, funny enough, Utah was up 30, I think, at halftime, which is a ton. The Kings were up almost 20. They were up. Their largest lead of the game was 20 on Wednesday, and the difference of those two games was in one, the other team was able to come back, and in the other, Utah just absolutely ran with it. There was no lead changes, nothing. You have to come out, especially when you have a big lead to start a half. You have to come out in the third quarter and try and step on their neck and kind of end the game there. And, it felt like the Kings did just not bring the right attention to detail, didn't bring the right energy that was needed, and they let Phoenix back into the game. You and I were talking about leading into that game, you can't let the other guys get hot. They immediately let Grayson Allen get hot from the outside. Something I noticed when I looked at Utah's box score from the other night, legitimately every single person who played took multiple threes.
Right.
They will come in and they are unafraid to score.
Yeah.
They bring in a ton of firepower off the bench.
The bench, 53 points.
That is something that the Kings have. That is 48 minutes right there. It doesn't matter who's on the floor. It doesn't matter if it's, a guy you've never heard of. Walter Clayton Jr. is in his second game in the NBA. If it's Yusuf Nurkic, you just have to bring the proper attention to detail. And it sounds corny or cliche, but you really do have to play 48 minutes if you want to win these games.
I think a lot of the NBA is going to be watching this game closely tonight because I think there's a lot of people that want to see, what Utah did against the Clippers. Are they going to do that again? I'm lowering my voice because I think, is that another member of the Utah Jazz?
I believe it's the coaching staff.
A coaching staff, okay, thank you. Yeah. So, I think a lot of people around the league will be watching them very closely after what they did. But as far as finishing games, as a fan, I sometimes overvalue the intensity of it. Oh, you got to play hard through the the 4 quarters, which is true, but also to win a basketball game, especially at the NBA level, you also have to be smart, and there are certain things you got to check off. You got to make your free throws, for example. Now, that's when you have a lead like late in the game, and the Kings, actually, their lead pretty much went away in the third quarter. But you can't turn the ball over. They did. I know Doug wasn't happy with how many times they turned the ball over in the first quarter. Overall, with all the new players, I think it was it 13? It wasn't a bad number, I don't think. Maybe it was 15. It wasn't a bad number. But, the free throw shooting is it's got to be better.
Yeah, and that's attention to detail, right? It's living present in the moment, not getting too ahead, not thinking about the next play, and focusing on making that free throw, especially when a guy like DeMar DeRozan is the one that's missing them. Like, that's a guy who's been in every situation. It's a not a crazy environment or anything like that. You would expect him to hit those free throws, especially with how often we as the media see them take free throws at practice. It's not something that they aren't rehearsing time after time after time. And so, it's making free throws, but also, as you were saying that, Whitey, I was thinking it's about, paying attention to the game plan or sticking to the game plan. Clearly, it was working in the first half. Second half, Doug definitely mentioned a lot of ISO ball, and I think that kind of ties into as well, like, letting go of the rope a little bit in that third quarter, but to me it really showed when the offense kind of stopped passing the ball as much. You saw a lot of guys backing people down and just trying
sharing.
to
That's the third thing you mentioned, sharing.
Oh, look at that.
Sharing's caring.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I've never experienced it.
As kids, we might not have known that, but yeah, we learned it in life, right?
It's a requirement. It really is. They have to move the ball because that's Kings basketball, and I know that's at the end of the day like what Doug wants to implement to this team is a little. He understands what it can be in this city when the Kings are playing that kind of style, and I truly do believe that is the kind of basketball Doug wants to see, is the ball zipping around and the crowd energy that feeds off of that. I mean, I really think this city loves basketball and understands like good and bad plays. Opposing teams have came in and said, they really appreciate this crowd because, they actually cheer for basketball things, not just the, shot goes in, cheer.
Yeah.
My team misses, don't
they
cheer.
Know.
They absolutely know. And so, it's huge for the Kings to establish, and I think that really does play into Scott Perry talking about, and Doug, establishing an identity. I think all three of those things are exactly what he wants.
That's one of the things that, to me, I'm sorry, Kayla.
No,
I apologize.
you're fine.
To me, that's one of the things that gets a little tricky when you try to figure out DeMar DeRozan's game, and he had an excellent game. He's known as kind of an ISO guy, and he did have some moments where he would back people down. He had 9 assists, though. He's a really good passer. And Levine is a really good passer, too, although we don't think of him as that. And Nick Clifford, he's an excellent passer.
He is.
So I think they have the personnel where they can play that way, but it's not first nature for some of the guys on this roster.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I was just going to add, because you're speaking of the sharing is caring, right? And some of the assists, and the Utah Jazz, like a reason why they were successful in their opener against the Clippers is these guys moved the ball effectively. I think they had 38 assists. So this is clearly something that, that's what they executed, but not just in the first half. It happened throughout the game. So, the Kings have got to do the same.
We'll come back and see if we can't figure out what the Kings need to do to start reestablishing some semblance of a home court advantage. What has happened to that? It's opening night, and we're coming to you from the Sawyer Kimpton and Revival. It's the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening, Chad, for the Drive into Fall sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $82.50 off MSRP on one of America's favorite and most loved SUVs, the brand new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. It's the perfect combination of space, tech, and power to do whatever you need, from hauling the family around to family vacation.
Yeah, everyone I know that's had a Grand Cherokee says they love it.
It's true. There's something special about the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and now is the perfect time to check it out and save big with Hoblet. But whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet. Check out our certified pre-owned supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$82.50 total net savings on 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited after $47.50 factory rebates and $3,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 select inventory bonus cash and $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. 3 of this net savings, simple VIN 352-391. See dealer for details.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here. If you're in the market for a new car, let me tell you about my experience with Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the moment I walked into their state-of-the-art showroom, I knew I was making the right choice. There was no pressure from the sales staff, and if I'm being honest, I felt like a kid in a candy store. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV, and let me tell you why. First of all, the comfort. After a long day at work, I actually look forward to being in my car. It has several different massage settings, including my favorite, hot relaxing back. Plus, the seat heating and cooling features are perfect for the hot summer or those chilly mornings. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. They're just a short drive down I-5, or you can shop online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them Drape sent you.
But when it comes to being Taylor, it's just me, myself, and I.
Live and local, it's the Tribe Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Drive Guys coming to you from the Kempton Sawyer poolside here at Revival, right next to the Golden One Center. Kings opening night, of course, in Sacramento. Just looking at the beautiful Kempton Sawyer.
Man.
Kayla's been here. I know she's well known here. I know that because when I came in, are you with Kayla, sir? Who are you? Are you with Kayla? Literally. And then Chris Watkins has stayed here. Jay has stayed here.
Wow, you guys have stayed here?
It's great. It's I've stayed here I think once, maybe twice, but it's
Rooms
a great
are nice
time.
then?
Rooms are incredible, great view, great location, especially if you're gonna hang around downtown.
Sure.
They got a nice little cocktail hour downstairs where they feed you whatever you'd like.
Do you want to move?
It's
the
great.
sun's
Yeah,
right in
Kayla's
Kayla's
getting-
eye. We can
beaming.
I know.
I just don't want to give you the non-pool view for all you. Might not be as cool.
There we go.
Well, that's all right. We don't want the
switch
sun
around,
in your eyes.
I was just realizing, I'm like, I can't really see anyone, Chris.
Yeah,
Jay?
we don't have the pool, but maybe get a little of the Taylor Hendricks back there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
For the people.
So you can imagine what the beam will look like from here tonight when it's
goodness.
lit.
I can't. That's the one thing I haven't
Jay.
done is I haven't came here after a game because this truly is like you are beam o'clock right here. Like this is direct view of the beam here. So. I definitely have to make a point to come here after a game sometime. I see they're setting up TVs and everything. I'm like, you can even watch the game here. I don't think I knew about all this. I might, especially for a road game.
It's perfect.
This might feel like a home game for me.
Yeah.
Chris, how do the Kings establish a home court advantage? Reestablish that? They just haven't really had one. Last 3 seasons, their home record. You go back to the Beam Team 1, 23-18. Which they won more games on the road. That's not horrible, but obviously you'd think it'd be a little higher.
Yeah.
The next year they were 24-17. Last year they were 20-21 at home. And you've got great crowds here.
The best.
Yeah, and again, those aren't terrible numbers, but for a team that has such a boisterous crowd, you'd think, wow, there's opportunity lost there, and but it's not a new thing. It's been 3 years running now.
Yeah, a lot of us like to blame the hoops. We've talked about the other teams coming in here and shooting the lights out of the gym and all that stuff, and you can believe part of that as being the reason, but. I think in a weird way, I think Kevin Herter might have mentioned it in the Beam Team season or something after. It's not something I'd ever heard before, but it's definitely something I've taken into mind since, is that, you sometimes, they say the home crowd provides an energy, and at home you almost are waiting for the crowd to give you that energy, where on the road you have to produce it yourself. And so it was a weird kind of spin on everything. I don't know if he was kind of weirdly blaming the fans for being too good of a crowd
It's
like, I almost like need
That's why he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, I mean, that's because honestly, I bring that up because that's the only thing that makes sense to me, Whitey, because I don't understand, because the crowd, again, brings the right energy every single night. Everyone will tell you about how this team can be 5-10 games under 500 and the building will still be at 95% capacity. I really wish I had a better answer for how they take better advantage, but
it's a puzzler.
Yeah,
it really
I just think in general, if they can somehow figure out how to slow people down from the perimeter here, that would probably be a decent start.
Sure.
But easier said than done.
I've heard the same things coming in and hearing it from my brother and sister-in-law, and her family here is. You would think that this would be a really good home court advantage. And speaking of like an arena that's, loud and it's kind of built that way in Phoenix, I think that really helped in that second half. The crowd, when they started to hit their shots, it was like then they started to feed off the crowd, because you hadn't heard them at all, obviously, in the first. But I think important to have that kind of home court advantage when you're trying to build something. And, there is going to be some youth on this team moving forward. Yeah. And then just this season alone, you're going to go on the road. I know they have the Lakers Sunday, but you're going to go on the road for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know they've got the Bulls, but then
4 or 5 games in a row.
Milwaukee, Denver. So
what is it? Minnesota, Denver, and OKC 3 times each in the first 20?
In the first 20 games. It's brutal.
That's not
That's
even legal.
unfair.
No, it's not fair at all.
What the heck?
It is an incredibly tough schedule, and, in a weird way, it does make the loss on Wednesday sting a little bit more, because it felt like an open opportunity where, again, you have to face just these absolute, Goliaths here in the next couple games. But, I think it is absolutely incredibly important that they get a home court advantage this year, especially in a year where who knows where they're going to finish in the standings. Having the security of knowing that they can come home and feel like they do have an advantage, even if it is just from a confidence perspective, I think it'd be great. It'd be a great identity, and it would also, I think, if this team is maybe going to finish on the wrong side of 500, I think them performing at home could be do really good for the fans here.
Yeah.
I think it's been a very weird offseason here from an emotional standpoint for the fan base, and I really do think some wins at home might go a long way. But because of that weird atmosphere that might be with the fan base, I do kind of wonder what the energy is going to be like in these first couple games. And if things do go sour pretty quickly with a tough schedule, what is the environment here going to be? It just feels a little bit different than it's had in the past.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
Not to bring the mood down. I do think it ties into everything in some
we're going to be going back to that a lot this year.
Realistic, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yes.
And you don't know. I think it's crazy coming in here and already before the season even started, we were talking about, is this roster going to look the same from the start of the season to the end? And most of us that have talked about it, it's like, no, it's not going to look the same. Right. It's hard, to feel positive when those conversations are already being had, because when it comes down to it, not all these guys fit into the equation of what they are trying to do.
Yeah, I think you're right. As far as a home court goes, it's just basic math, but it's an old NBA saying, if you're a decent team, hey, if you win 30 games at home and you split your games on the road, you've won 50 games, which the Kings used to win more games than that. But they're just not able to play, when they were good the last couple of years. Last year they were even on the road and at home. The 2 years before that, I think they were better on the road, or at least the first year.
Yes, in that Beam Team season
they
were.
And obviously it's something that we know Coach Christie preaches, because one of his first wins here, he took the team up on the roof when they lit the beam. We were all waiting for him, in the media room afterwards.
Yeah.
Where are they? Oh, they're going to be a little late. Ooh, what's going on? With the Kings, you never know what's going on. They were on the roof.
Oh,
and
that's
Doug Christie
cool.
was showing them the beam and giving them a speech about how much it means to the city of Sacramento to have this team. So it's being impressed upon them. I think if there's anything to it, Chris, you touched on the perimeter shooting, and I know there have been some numbers that suggest if you're making your threes, it doesn't matter if you're home or you're on the road, you got a good chance to win. And I think the Kings, the fact that they've given up so many three-point baskets at home the last few years, that's my guess. That's the only thing I can think of as to why they haven't had the home court advantage. They've just been obliterated from the three-point line, which kind of neutralizes any home court you have.
This is a simple thing, real quick, but why? Sorry, from a person who's not been I know that just seems simple, but Chris,
Chris has got it for you.
Why?
There are legitimate, and I don't know how tinfoil of a theory this is, but there are people who legitimately say it's the distance in the lighting from the back, from behind the hoop to the seats. And since it's, I think in LA they kind of have different lighting for Staples Center, where it's more of just centered on the court, and so you just can't really see the crowd behind the hoop, and so I think Golden One Center has a little bit of that, but people have essentially, Anthony Edwards has came here and said, I don't know what it is. I just love playing in this gym. There was another player last year that just said, I don't know what it is, but the hoops in Sacramento, something about it. And so for whatever reason, I don't know.
But it doesn't affect the home team.
And they can't sign any of these guys who apparently love playing here. And so that would be the alternate, right, is that apparently there's a section of people out here who love playing in Golden One Center. They just don't play for the Kings. I don't know what it is. I really, that is the most prominent theory that I've heard, is that it has to do with the depth perception of the backboard and the seats behind it. But
there's teams that'll come in here. Orlando comes to mind, and they come in and you're looking at the numbers before the game, and you're going, "Oh, these guys can't make threes." They come in, boom, 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 and it's like lights out 3-point shooting.
It's unreal. And it's in a different capacity, it's gone all the way back to Arco Arena too, where it just feels like the most random guy would come in and give you a 45. Troy Daniels would come in and give the Kings 30 pieces. Quincy Pondexter would give the Kings just the most random players. And so I don't know what it is, but there's just something. Maybe it's the wonderful stay that they have at the Sawyer that gets them a great night's sleep or something. But
I remember
they just
being
come in here ready to go.
At Arco 2, and this would have been 1990, and the Pistons, the Bad Boys were in. And Chuck Daly after the game, and they obliterated the Kings. And Chuck Daly was saying, there's something about the hoops here. This was in the old building.
Yeah.
But he was saying the other thing. He was saying, because they have hockey here, the angles are off. And it's like, they don't have hockey.
What are you talking about hockey?
Coach, they don't play hockey here.
So even he's trying to find reasons why. It's just it's just something in the air, right?
We should get in on an episode of Unsolved
We should.
Mysteries.
Oh my! I would love to. As long as we get to the bottom of it, I'm fine. I don't care if we have to call the Ghostbusters, Mythbusters.
Yes.
I don't care.
Yes.
We need to get to the bottom of it and figure it out, because it's a legitimate problem, and I hope again, Utah comes in with a ton of shooters.
Yeah.
I just hope that it's not them unleashing from the perimeter all night long.
Meanwhile, NBC says opening night for them was a smash hit. Will it be a smash hit for the Kings? We'll find out. Our broadcast continues here from Revival. It's a Drive Guys on opening night in Sacramento on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Increasing clouds overnight will lead to the chance for some morning rain. Right around sunrise, we'll see that chance. Temperatures starting off in the 50s will eventually warm into the mid-60s through Saturday afternoon. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockroach, Retirement Security Centers with the Weekly Economic Update. This week in the markets, it's been a mix of record highs, profit-taking, and rising uncertainty. The Dow Jones Industrial Average hit another all-time high powered by strong earnings in some major companies. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 largely moved sideways and the NASDAQ Composite dipped slightly as investors weighed valuations and upcoming earnings. On the commodity side, gold tumbled more than 5% in a single day, its largest drop in years amid a stronger U.S. dollar and rotating risk sentiment. Across the board, volatility is creeping back in, concerns about trade tension, credit quality in regional banks, and muted economic backdrops have pushed some investors towards safe haven assets like U.S. Treasuries. Looking ahead, all eyes are on the upcoming inflation data, earnings from tech heavyweights, and whether central bankers will continue to loosen their monetary policy. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
It's the Drive Guys getting ready for the Utah Jazz. There was a time, as Jay well knows, I don't know about you youngsters, there was a time when this was a bitter rivalry, right? There was the Utah Jazz was like, ugh.
Sound like the C-Web Carl Malone days?
Yes, sir. Absolutely right. Yeah, you know all about it.
Absolutely. Some of it, right? Wasn't there? That was their first playoff series in their run, wasn't it?
99 in that, the lockout shortened
year. Wasn't there a little bit of a scuffle or something that happened in that series, or some
It was
sort of
C-Web kind of laid the wood to Stockton on a pick.
That's right.
Carl Malone, a very physical player, and then
Yep.
C-Web gave the Jazz a little of their own something back to them.
You know,
and
had
it
to
seemed
let him
like
know his
maybe
heart's
that
on.
kind of set the tone for the series, and the Kings should have won that. They didn't win it. But
those
anyway,
were back in the 5-game series, right?
Yes, it was a best of 5.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do them like those anymore. That's.
I know. Sometimes I wish we could go
those
back.
are the days. I know. That's. Yeah. I mean that it really is interesting that it used to be a rivalry because in my Kings experience, could not have been less of a thought. The Utah Jazz.
Sure.
The only game I can remember of significance between the two is I think during the relocation saga. I want to say there was a big here we stay night against the Utah Jazz, one of them, but that's really the only game of note I can think of in this rivaled history here.
Yeah. Well, you know that when C-Web took out John Stockton.
Probably deserved it.
I don't know. It might have been a legal screen. I don't know. I think Stockton flopped, to be honest with you.
They were
but
so
that was
soft back then.
99. Remember, the Jazz had been to the finals against Michael Jordan the 2 years previous. So my point is the Kings were kind of ascending just as that Jazz team was starting to fade. And, in fact, John Stockton's last game was a playoff game at Arco 2. And it was really cool, because they were a playoff team, but, as the Kings were taking off and the Jazz were starting to, grow old, and it was his last game. And I remember the fans recognized that, and they gave him a big ovation. It was really cool moments in Sacramento basketball history.
I want to say John Stockton also. I went to a game as a kid where John Stockton broke a milestone. It might have been either the assist record or the steals record. I believe was in Sacramento, and I just remember. At that time especially being like, there is no way that this little guy here is the one that's one of the best of all time. But that rivalry definitely it just missed me, but I do think it makes me think of a better time of NBA basketball for sure.
I know somebody with some Gonzaga connections, as I'm sure
a little bit of Gonzaga.
And this person was saying a few years ago they were up there. And John Stockton still hangs around, of course. And there was a pickup volleyball game, and he played, and apparently he was very competitive, which should surprise nobody.
Yeah, he has a little bar. They have a little bar up there, too, in Spokane. That's kind of like that's the hangout spot before Zags games.
Oh,
and
sure, it's popping.
You can always find John Stockton there as well. And, all the memorabilia from the days back then, so... Yeah.
So it's the Jazz tonight. And I know we all know it. We've all talked about it, how when the schedule came out, Chris, did you fall into that trap? 2-0. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said 2-0, but I at least said these are two very open opportunities here. And again, with the just absolute slugfest that they have right in front of them after this, it definitely, to me, was two games that much too early to say must wins, but whatever is just below a must win, it felt like these two games are, and already dropped the first one, and now this second game already feels significantly harder than we thought it was going to be maybe when the schedule initially came out. So it definitely is a little bit worrisome, I think, especially if you're more so of the Allen Styles mindset that the world is burning and the Kings season is already over. I think, it definitely is a little concerning, the spot the Kings are in.
You heard what your friend Allen Styles said today, right?
He says a lot of things, Whitey. I can't
He's what's it called? He stirs the pot. I've learned.
He's an instigator.
He's an instigator. Styles is an instigator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said,
yeah.
What did Russell Westbrook do in the first game that Devin Carter couldn't have done? That's what he said.
Sure.
And he said, call it. And, people were obviously already lit on that, especially the Westbrook, Westbrook lovers.
Yeah, exactly. You say the boogeyman.
Oh, I know.
They start coming out.
They start coming out of the woodwork. I mean, but is that realistic?
I mean, it's a very funny question that Alan presented, and I think he knows what he's doing with it. But I mean, Devin Carter's not going to get those minutes right now, and I just think that's the reality of the situation. And I think maybe he's trying to harp at maybe a greater point of why aren't they leaning into youth in general, and if you're going to lose with Westbrook, why don't you try and lose with Devin Carter? I understand what he's saying, but the reality is the Kings have the roster they have. They are trying to win games, as Alan's literally calling me.
Oh, maybe,
right here on my
maybe
phone.
he's listening
He
to us.
definitely is. His ears are ringing right now. I can't even
we
focus
should get
anymore.
it, just get him on.
Larger point is that, I think that they're trying to win as many ball games as possible right now. And even though Doug, to his credit, again, played a ton of young guys, veterans are the ones that coaches are always going to lean on when they're in a win-now kind of mode. And I think for 20 games, 30 games, 40 games, 82 games, I don't know how long they're going to be in this win-now mode. But as long as they are, I would expect DeMar DeRozan get heavy minutes.
Yep.
Russell Westbrook is – I don't know if he's – he ended with 23, I think, in game one. I don't know if he'll get that much tonight. But, he's going to play. Like, he's going to be in the rotation. And I just kind of think that's the way that I would expect it to be, is that Doug is going to lean on the guys that he trusts. And right now, that is the veteran guys.
And they brought Westbrook in. So,
Yep.
I want to tell you, here's a positive note, guys. They did sweep the Utah Jazz last year in all 4 games.
They sure did. 4-0.
Nice.
And you got to love that, especially when you haven't won the home opener.
Right.
In
So maybe they
X
make
amount
it,
of years.
Of course, last year was the year when the Jazz was like, hey, Laurie Markkinen, you're not coming tonight. You're staying home. Yeah.
That is very, very true, and he will be playing.
They took tanking to the extremes.
Yeah.
The one thing I keep coming back around to on Westbrook, as somebody who was never really, in favor of it in the first place, but he is a point guard. And Devin Carter has not proven that he's a point guard.
Right.
And Keon should play more minutes. He's not really a point guard.
Yep. Correct.
And that brings me to this. I'm wondering if maybe the Kings, in a way, made a mistake with the way they talked about Malik. And maybe this is a stretch, but you go back to when Scott Perry had his first press conference here, and he talked almost immediately about, we didn't have a point guard. And, okay, so what he's saying is that's how we're going to fix things. But he also, to me, was in a way saying, Malik was the point guard, right? So they're saying Malik's not a point guard.
Correct, yeah.
Well, now there are teams that need guards and point guards, and they might be looking at Malik like, well, wait, the team already told us he is not a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we want him. So I'm wondering, if they kind of devalued him inadvertently. Now, it's also possible, if not likely, most teams look at it, they make up their own minds about it. But I thought at times Malik has played better as a point guard than any of us thought he could.
Yeah.
I know I've talked to him about that.
100%. I mean, it was the thing. It was the reason. There was a reason why we thought he could have played point guard at one time, right?
Yes.
It was just, we eventually saw I think it was just too much of a sample size of it, or too big of a sample size of it, to where we just kind of saw that he couldn't be the full-time point guard. But that doesn't mean he couldn't serve it in mini spurts. And I think that's where he was best, was when he would come off the bench and be a secondary ball handler, someone who could run a pick and roll. It's really that simple. I mean, to me, he is somebody who is you don't want him as your primary ball handler. You probably don't want him starting and having the ball in his hand for 30 minutes. But I think in bits and spurts, especially when he's coming off the bench in the way he is, I see no problem with him having the ball in his hands, as long as it's a shared responsibility with somebody else on the floor. And with the Kings, with how many guards they have, more times than not, there's somebody else to kind of spread the wealth.
Mm-hmm. We'll come back to the Kimpton Sawyer and Revival right next to the Gold One Center on opening night. We'll take a look at a painfully early NBA West review here. How do the Kings fit in, and how hopefully will the Kings fit into the NBA West with the season just a few days old? It's the Drive Guys, Kayla and Chris, Jay, Waddy, Sactown Sports. Be right back.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here, talking to you about my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Now, they are upgrading their offerings to you to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience into the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. And you've heard me talk about them for years as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get a second opinion on any HVAC service or replacement, but now you can also get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. And when you really think about it, how do we know how much it's supposed to cost? At the very least, you'll know you're in the ballpark, and I can all but guarantee you they'll beat the price. They'll come out for free. They'll give you a second opinion. And all you got to do is give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It's the energy all around you. Lightning and the thunder. The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
The Sactown Sports 49ers Report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco gets a huge win on Sunday night, beating Atlanta 20-10 to improve to 5-2 on the year. A historic night for Christian McCaffrey. 201 yards of total offense, 129 on the ground, 72 receiving, and a pair of touchdowns. San Francisco next in action at Houston on Sunday. You can catch all the action beginning at 9 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
Guys, tired all the time, gaining weight, low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Join Scott Marsh and Henry Turner this Sunday from 4:30 to 5:30 for Game Night Live from Beach Hut Deli, located at 711 K Street. Stop by for your chance to win some great prizes. See you there.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Opening night edition here, Sacramento Kings opening night, coming to you from Revival at the Kimpton Sawyer. We got, of course, Kayla Anderson with us, and we had Chris Watkins, but then he got a mysterious call from Alan Stiles, and then he disappeared. So
I know. I'm like, is this a serious conversation? I hope I didn't make Alan Stiles mad. I said he's a pot stirrer.
He
but
is.
He knows he is.
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
yes.
We all got to have that little pot stirring sometimes.
I like Devin Carter. I'm just not sure what his future here is in Sacramento. I know a lot of people have said, hey, you know, he could have helped with the rebounding in the last game, but Russell Westbrook did have 6 rebounds. Tonight, though, as we mentioned, Doug Christie says the 3 things he needs tonight: defend, rebound, and share. And rebounding is going to be at a premium because, as we pointed out, as you may know, the Jazz starting lineup in the last game, they had a 7-footer, another 7-footer, 6'11", Filipowski, 6'7", shooting guard in Mihailuk, and then Georgia point guard 6'4". That's a big ball club.
It's a big ball club. And I know we talked about the three-point shot and how mysteriously for certain players it happens to fall nicely here for the opposing team. And Walker Kessler is one of those guys, too. That don't let him
2
get
for
going.
2 in his last game. Yeah, he's a 3-point threat now, Jay. We got to worry about that now, too. Come on. Have you watched, and you guys may have talked about this Wednesday, and thanks again for filling in for me Wednesday. Have you watched much of the NBA on NBC?
Yes.
Yeah?
I have.
I know last night was ESPN. We had 2 more good games.
And Prime is on Friday, you guys. There's going to be Prime basketball for the NBA.
Yeah, so last night on the football game, they had like the Prime basketball analysts doing the
Steve Nash. And
I
mean, it was crazy.
Dirk Nowitzki
and stuff. That studio, by the way, is like, you talk about money. They're showing off your money. The studio for Prime, I'm like, y'all have money because it was glitzy, glammy, and shiny.
You being a TV person, can you explain to me why, whether it's the NBC on Amazon, the NFL on Amazon or the NBA, why do they need so many analysts? I don't really have a problem with it, but I don't understand it because they're not doing that for free.
I think it's like
and you don't need 11 of them.
I agree with you, but I think now what we're seeing and covering a lot of these players that are now analysts on the networks, it's crazy because they're all competing to try to get the viewers to like, this is the product you want to watch the best because we have the best analysts, guys you liked the best. You know, it's like now we're all seeing them compete with whatever player they think is going to bring in the best crowd. It's not necessarily what they're really saying or that they need that many guys or gals, but it's like they're all just competing against each other now.
Yeah.
Let's just pick up whoever we can pick up and hope that it's going to work.
Jay, you're a TV guy too. What's the deal with that? I mean, again, I don't care, and it's fine to make their money, but I mean, they spend so much money on the pregame shows with, like the inside the NBA where you got 4 people, you got Shaq, Kenny, Charles, and Ernie, and they each have their moments. And I feel like with so many analysts on some of these shows, you've got like, okay, you got your 12 seconds, go, and then the next guy has his, and the next person has theirs, and it's almost unwatchable. It's just so formatted.
Copycat league.
Yeah.
It's just it's boy band material.
Yeah,
right?
You
have to follow it, absolutely. That's all it really comes down to is for longest football, Fox, ESPN, NBC, they created what a segment, a produced show looks like.
Yeah.
And now everybody's just pretty much copied.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that helped Inside the NBA punch through is that it wasn't so scripted, and you never knew, and they never knew, and he probably never knew. Charles Barkley himself didn't know what he was going to say, so it was more like, wow, this is real. People are actually telling me what they're thinking.
And you can't ever really duplicate things. That's what I've
and everybody
realized,
tried.
And everybody tried. And we'll see how the NBC, NBA and NBC goes and how the Prime goes. I'm sure there'll be good parts to it, but you just never can duplicate an original. I think that's always so. We were talking about Jaws earlier. You never could really duplicate the original Jaws. It just wasn't the same.
Jay with this Jaws shirt. The scary thing to me, not scary, but it's a little sad, is that it looks like now, rather than try to copy inside the NBA, they're just going, yeah, we're not doing that. We don't want people talking about all that stuff. We want younger people just talking about how great the NBA is. That's really what we want. And that's not as interesting, Jay. It's not as interesting.
So you want the analysts.
I want analysts.
It sounds like he wants
No.
What do you want?
I want
talk to him.
Guys like Charles Barkley and Kenny and Shaq telling us what they think. And how, I don't think this guy's very good, rather than I think the NBA is terrific, don't you? I think it's more terrific than you think it is.
I get what you're saying. You want him to be like, whatever is going to – because if I can say whatever I want, man, that'd be fun.
Right, be careful.
Careful.
Real opinions instead of league-approved, manufactured opinions.
And they didn't, and they could get away with it, though, and they did.
Yeah.
They've done it for a long time, to be completely honest. I think you guys are spot on. I also understand what you're saying, Mr. Gleason. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Stand on it, as they say, right?
Yeah.
Stand on certain things that you have observed, and because you are Tracy McGrady, you have a position because you are Melo and Jay Crossover, Jamal Crawford, and all these other. I haven't paid attention to who Amazon. I keep getting them mixed up. I know. Until I see it.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to be guessing for a while on who where. But
Blake Griffin,
it's
Amazon?
BG, right?
BG is, yeah. Dirk, Nash.
And
then gosh, I can't think of the other one.
Because we just saw it's not Reggie. We just saw Reggie do the game.
And Taylor Rooks, right?
And Rooks is Rooks is hosting it.
She's the Whitey Gleason.
Yeah.
Because Maria
Very
Taylor
similar.
is the NBC
NBC,
host, right? I'll look it up here.
The NBA's return to NBC with a doubleheader on Tuesday night averaged 5.61 million viewers, the most watched October opening night in 15 years, according to Nielsen Big Data, plus panel measurements and digital data from Adobe Analytics. 87% increase over the 3 million that watched on TNT Sports last year. I know that a lot of the TV numbers seem like they're trending higher this year because I think they're measuring them a little differently, but still, that's a huge increase. And to me, it perhaps speaks to the fact that there was interest in what's NBC going to bring.
Sure.
And NBC did a good job of playing it up.
They did.
You know, like this is a special event. This is a big deal.
Udonis Haslem. That's what it was.
UD.
Yep.
UD.
I mean, they did do a good job because I guess I look back at, what the things were when I used to be younger and the things that stick with us that – from the 90s or whatever, and NBA on NBC is something where people liked the product, and it was, something you're always reminiscent about what were the old days. And so bringing it back, they did. They pumped it up and getting the music involved in it, getting excited for that. It's like, yeah, we're kind of interested to tune in. At least I was. And they had their issues. Don't get me wrong. They had their mic issues. They had their kind of the choppiness of the broadcast. But it is a little bit fun to reminisce about the old days. What it's going to be moving forward, I don't know. I mean, it was okay. I thought parts to it were good. It'll probably get better.
Yeah. I am a little surprised by the nostalgia factor. Some of it I thought was just NBC creating it.
Yeah.
But it does seem like there's, for a lot of people, a lot of, the games are back on the network. The games were when Michael Jordan played.
Yeah.
My goodness. And they brought Mike to talk for 2 minutes.
Yep. And they're doing that throughout the season.
So overrated.
It was interesting.
Bill Simmons said, I am interested in him even if he says nothing.
It's ridiculous. Someone is.
Jay's not a big MJ.
MJ fan? Okay.
Someone has already come out and said they've acquired footage of the free throw.
I've seen it.
I want to see.
I've seen it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
He missed it.
Hit.
Did he make it?
The one I saw, I made it.
Okay.
I was
it might be AI. Be careful.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, did he really make it?
According to somebody, they said he missed it.
I think Shams said he missed it, that he lied about it, and then
Shams came out and said
somebody had the video and he knocked it down.
It
the
might
one I
be a
saw.
little AI. Be careful, Mr. Gleason. You never know. A little grainy AI. You might have got took for 3-card money. You might have got took for your money, Mr. Gleason.
Isn't it the funny thing though that we all just immediately, when he said that he picked up a ball for the first time in how many years?
Lying, man.
Then he's like, and did you make it? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. And we're all like, did you though?
The other thing
too
is, remember, I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was somebody, a young pup that came in and was talking smoke to MJ when he owned the Charlotte, and allegedly he took him to the cup or, hit him for 5 points or something. That wasn't 16 years ago. His timing ain't right. Like, man.
Wait, I want to know why you're not an MJ fan. And I'm not like this, like, oh my gosh, diehard, but I do remember the Bulls and MJ, and that's kind of storied childhood memories for me, just the runs. But I'm curious as to why you're not an MJ fan.
The simplest form is this, and Draper says this: when everybody goes left, I go right.
Yeah, and that makes total sense.
Yeah, that's it.
I get it.
More or less, like MJ was a god and he couldn't do anything wrong. And I, like anything, one of the things I was always taught is know your weakness before somebody else knows your weakness, right? And I always tell the story about Coach Christie talking about when he was on the Lakers and the Knicks and he wasn't getting that much run.
Yeah.
And they were playing the playoffs. He said he would go and jump on a treadmill and push himself as if he was playing 34, 36 minutes like he was in the game because he said, I wanted to know what the end of what my body could give me and what I would look like, conditioning if I was to play deep into the playoffs. Now, obviously, he got to do it here in Sacramento, and so he knew his weakness before anybody could test his weakness. So I'm a firm believer in that. I want to know what my weakness is before my competitor did it.
Yeah.
So I always looked at it as this. Some people can say you crazy, and that's okay. I've been getting that all my life. But the one thing about it is I was always taught keep your head up, look a person in the eye, and you're better. No one's better than you. And yeah, physically, you're bigger than me. I've always said, you gave me 6 foot, I've been hit 50 home runs.
Yep.
I wasn't blessed that way.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean mentally I can't think that way.
Right.
And what kills me is people love MJ for that.
Sure.
But when you say that, people look at you like as if you crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so I can't be the best in what I want to be in my life.
It's a good explanation.
So I always looked at it as somebody's got to be good as MJ. Now, all BS aside, man, dude is legit. He is.
Sure.
If he's not 1, he's 2. If he's not 2, he's 1, depending on who you ask. But I preferred other people.
Yep.
You know what I miss about MJ? There was a time, the MJ era, when if there were gambling suspicions, you just send the guy off to play baseball and nobody asked any questions.
Right.
And everybody, and then,
Or the Birmingham Bears.
Then he comes back and everything's fine,
Exactly.
Jay.
There you go, man.
I said suspicious.
my
That's all I
goodness.
said. They handled it differently then.
Yeah,
That's
really funny. Hey, go play AAA for a little bit.
Yeah. I said, I'm leaving. I want to spend time with my family. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go play baseball.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
You're going to get on buses?
what?
You're
Yeah.
gonna ride buses?
Yeah, and then after a couple of years, okay, I'm ready to play again.
Yeah, please.
And we didn't care why. We're just like, yeah, he's back.
Exactly.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know what was so interesting? And they would just go gamble in front of your face.
I know.
They would literally go to the casino and do it big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gambling anyway. We've heard hundreds of stories of, Mike and Barkley and all this stuff. So some of this stuff right now has got to be super serious for us to be really hearing it in this type of narrative. Truly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. It's got to be something's going on.
Something more to
yeah,
it.
So
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
deeper.
lot more deeper, and they'll try to throw some dirt on the hole to make sure that we never get down to the bottom of it. But I think we're living in times where social media, network, everyone has a cell phone, a camera, they're blogging, they're podcasting. Yeah, it's hard to not be seen these days.
Yeah, but it's a story that the NBA can't get away from. And obviously it's going to be a while after they do, but I don't know. Speaking of inside the NBA, last night, did you see Ernie Johnson? He says, I got a stat here, and given the way things are going, just got to tell you, Aaron Gordon had 10 threes tonight.
Yep.
That's the most on opening night in an NBA game since Terry Rozier in
Oh,
2020.
no.
I didn't see that.
Yes.
Oh, no. So he had to bring up something of because Aaron Gordon balled out.
Yes. The most threes by anybody in opening night since Terry Rozier in 2020.
It was like the palm face, like emoji, like, oh, man.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to say it, but I got to say it.
You have
so
to.
Yeah.
It ain't going away
And
anytime
that's the thing.
soon.
It's going to intertwine with these, the analysts on the desk or our radio show. It's going to happen. We don't want to keep bringing it up, but unfortunately, the cat's out of the bag right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, ESPN, I guess, when they were first talking about it on Get Up, Mike Greenberg was on some soliloquy, which I'm sure was, he's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
But one of the producers realized they had the Bet ESPN logo on the screen, and so
Pulled
they
it off.
had to take
Oh my
the
God.
graphic.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's part of the game. As quick as someone was talking, Pablo Torre brought up Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett just an hour ago
Yeah.
just tweeted, "Hey, I'm back again. Here are my prize picks for tonight's games." Because he signed with prize picks.
Yeah.
So he has to do it.
Yeah.
We literally have sports books and casinos.
You're exactly right.
Sports books and arenas.
Yes.
So how are we going to get away from this?
You're not.
Jaylen Brown today talked about, he was asked, because now all the mics are getting put, you're a reporter, Kayla, that's your background.
Yeah.
If you were walking into the arena today, would you not ask a question about sports gambling?
Yeah,
you have to, right?
You have to.
So everybody had the mics in front of Jaylen Brown's face today, and of course they asked him about gambling,
Yeah.
and he kept it real a little bit. He said, "Man, look, it goes on," and I'm paraphrasing, but I don't think the league realized the position that they were putting the players in.
There you go. That's a good point.
Like the
Yes.
position that the
Yes.
players are, because we all know. I've been on the sideline.
Yeah.
People have told me, take one more shot,
Yep.
hit a three. I need a steal.
That's
all these different
exactly.
things. And he said it's uncomfortable. And so, and on top of that, he also said this: you're playing with a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's inevitable. We're people.
Well, and I know he's not the only one who said it, but not only do people, insult you and things, but the guy that just resigned as the manager of the Padres, Mike Shields, said he was getting death threats.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers last weekend from the Vikings, who had a pick last night. He said when he got hit for the first down catch against him last week, he said, man, the Vikings literally had to come out and put a statement and ask their fans, stop sending threats to him.
I mean, that's scary stuff. When these these players, whatever sport they're playing, they're going out there like, this is the way they make a living. Let's just be honest. They might be making millions of dollars, but this is what they chose, and that's the path they. So to hear that is becoming more and more prevalent, because people are going and putting up big time money on this stuff.
Yeah, and it used to be, you sunk my fantasy team, which is one thing, but now it's no, you cost
me this much
$50,000.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's Jaylen Brown also said in the same vein, he told everybody, don't put your money on me.
Yeah, he's like,
because I'm not adhering to that,
Right.
and I'm not basically saying I'm not involved in any of that.
Uh-huh.
But when you hear, and so many people have come out, and that's why I said it's inevitable now. If you pull up whatever favorite social media that you have at the moment, you're going to start to see people repost some of these former athletes who have consistently and continuously said, it happens.
Yep.
I'm out of the league now. I can speak the truth. And for whatever reason, we put stuff to the side, or, oh, man, that's Rasheed Wallace. Who cares? That's player B. That's Dennis Rodman. Man, those are the people that have been in the trenches. You don't think something's going on?
You go back to Tim Donaghy and how that sent shockwaves through the NBA, and it still reverberates today. I still think that's one of the reasons why they have the final 2-minute report. They're trying to be transparent, as transparent as they can be, because the NBA still has that reputation more than any other sport. But back then, watch out, Jay. There's
a bee.
Bee
Oh,
coming
man,
around.
it's all good.
Yeah.
That's my friend.
Okay. Is that Stretchy B?
Yeah, Stretchy B.
Stretchy B.
Yes,
Commissioner Stern figured out a way to get them through that.
Yeah.
There was some collateral damage, some of the damage perhaps that lingers, but they got through that. But that was a different era. You didn't have social media then. So it's a whole different set of challenges for Adam Silver as he figures out how to navigate this. And plus, I don't know if he has the instincts that Commissioner Stern had for all right, we're fixing this.
Right, we're going to
he's
just
more
do
about,
it all in one.
well, how can we make this work for everybody?
Sure.
And I don't know if that's going to fly in this instance.
I wonder, too, you guys, when you're talking about, this has been going on for a while. Let's just admit it. It's like the college football. Before money and giving bags became legal with NIL, this was going on, you guys, for years. For years, obviously at the bigger programs
envelope.
more so much. Yeah, but it had been going on for years. So
Right.
same thing in terms of these other leagues. Y'all, I've heard stories about the NFL. I've heard, this is going on.
Yeah.
Why is the NBA targeted as being the league that kind of gets called out for it.
Yeah. I think it's
That's
because
of
the nature of the game where an official can stop play at any moment just by blowing a whistle. And, they do probably have more control over the games than officials in any other sport. I think. I mean, other than maybe, ball strikes. But if a guy's really bad and ball strikes, at some point, you're going to say, hey, he's going to lose his job. But I think it's the nature of, you can – I have a friend who's an NBA official, or used to be an NBA official. And he said back years ago, he was doing a game in San Diego, and they only had 2 officials then. And he said he had a terrible something happen with his stomach, and he had to leave the game. And it was like a 20-point game. Okay. And he got some treatment, came back on the court, and he comes back on the court, and his partner says, hey, I tightened it up for you. And it was like a 7-point game.
Dang.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
They can do that.
Absolutely. You control it.
Let that foul go. That's okay. Call it really tight on the other end. All of a sudden, all right. I remember I was at the old arena one time after game talking to a coach who's no longer coaching in the NBA, and his team won that night. They beat the Kings, but he said, in the old days, the officials, they might tighten it up, but then they would give it back to you. If they took it from you, they would give it back to you. And he says, now they don't do that. They tighten it up, and then you're on your own.
Yeah.
And that was about 15 years ago.
There's something where there's smoke, there's fire. A lot of people believe that. Everything is alleged until proven. We have no clue. Yeah. But it is very interesting, Kayla. You bring up a great point in the form of the NBA seems to be the league, the association that people most look at and say, it's a little fishy.
No question.
Something's a little fishy there. And according to Yahoo, I was just looking today, according to Yahoo Sports, and they didn't put a reporter name on it, so I don't know if it was a team effort or whatever. Adam Silver, commissioner, has faced 37 different gambling assertions towards the league under his reign so far. 37. Now, I'm pretty sure some were super, super minor. We probably overlooked it, never heard of it. And now we see some things are super major. 37 already.
How do you think Adam Silver does, like on DraftKings? You think?
Should we ask him next time he's in Sacramento?
Let me see who I'm going to go with on Prize Picks.
Yeah.
Does someone next time he gets someone the mic and say, hey, Adam, you guys are connected to DraftKings, right? The league is connected to DraftKings, if I'm not mistaken. DraftKings, do you partake?
Yeah. And it's funny, Kayla, last year, as Jay said, as he was telling you, we do our shows from inside the arena. Last year, when the Bulls were here, Chuck Swirsky, voice of the Bulls, was sitting where he sits, and we were just down the table, and we're talking about something, and something came up about, I'll bet you pizza. And then, and he joked, and then he goes, I'm kidding. I can't bet. They can't even joke about that stuff.
They can't even joke about it.
Right.
Yeah, because he's connected with the team.
Yeah. And he said, I'm only joking. I'm kidding. I can't do that.
I can just see Chuck like him.
Yeah. But it was sad the way, we didn't think it. He goes, I'm kidding. I can't do that. Yeah.
There's times where, you can't ask a coach or a front office member, a player, someone to speak on another player. And it's just super interesting. They go to, announcers and play-by-plays and color analysts. They go to the meetings in September, the league meetings, and kind of get briefed on what the new rules and what they're looking at, what they're putting under the microscope. But every single time I've ever talked to anyone about those meetings, they make sure to tell you 2-3 things. These are major. We just want to reassure you. Do not talk about another organization's moves, players, persons, all that type of stuff, personalities, and you better not talk about gambling. But you can talk, meaning the league can talk about gambling.
Right.
Exactly.
The league is littered
almost nonstop.
Yes. So and that's why I brought up to Jaylen Brown. He said, I don't think the league has taken into consideration what they do to the players.
Spot on.
Like, what do you do? How many times have you had a mic in front of someone's face, Kayla, and you've had to ask the tough questions?
I've had
right?
to. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, you have
so
to.
If you're asking a player A and to talk about fantasy football, which all these football players get asked about, don't they? What's the reaction that you normally get? Have you ever asked that question?
It's not. So I asked a similar question to a football player last year who got in trouble for gambling when the rules came in that they could bet, on college games but not NFL, right? And a player got caught. He didn't know he was on campus. He didn't know the exact rules. He got suspended. When he came back, we had to go and pretty much ask. It was embarrassing for them, first and foremost. We had to ask the questions. But as he gave the answers, he gave us, somewhat of an answer, but you could tell that it was like embarrassing and that he was kind of like unclear of even some of the rules and because there's just so much now, like you said.
Yep, the conversation continues when we come back. Also, defend, rebound, and share. Are the Kings capable of those three things? And Jay, we have a former King taking shots at another former King on opening day.
Yeah, man, I know, man.
Back with that and more. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Increasing clouds overnight will lead to the chance for some morning rain. Right around sunrise, we'll see that chance. Temperatures starting off in the 50s will eventually warm into the mid-60s through Saturday afternoon. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
What you got? Rocking that Dodger cap.
Well, when our heater collapsed with a heavy site last winter, we needed a new one in the worst way because it was freezing. I mean, it was literally freezing cold. There are so many HVAC companies out there. We didn't know how to choose. A friend recommended we check out Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating at leesair.com, and I'm glad we did. Now we got winter barreling down on us. We just heard about some rain coming potentially overnight. Is your HVAC system ready for the winter? Give Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating a call. Check them out, leesair.com, and they can make sure you're set up as they set us up. They offer 100% satisfaction guarantee, 4.8 stars on Google. Lots of friends recommend them, and the service is great. They've won awards with that service. They spend more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. Also, as part of our HVAC system we get a free plumbing inspection. Find out more at leesair.com. And I'll tell you what, we got a system that was such an incredible improvement over what we had, and it actually saved us money. We're warmer in the winter, cooler in the summer, and it has improved the air that we breathe. leesair.com. Check them out. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me and my family, treating us like their family while setting us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life. Lee's Air, Plumbing, and Heating. Make sure you're ready for the winter with Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. License number 635355.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So my sandwich shop was opening in a week, and I needed signage.
A week is plenty of time to panic.
I went to Staples. They printed banners, posters, and flyers to promote my grand opening.
All in time for your grand closing.
Nope, I had it same day. I even got $125 off my order.
Hold the onions. For all your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. In-store and online, same day if ordered by 12 p.m. Into 11/1 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Toyota's legendary truck event is on, and the deals are legendary.
Get low APR plus $500 bonus cash on 2025 Tacoma, or get a low-cost lease on Tacoma Double Cab, or get low APR or up to $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Get to your Toyota dealer now, because this truck event is gonna be Toyota. Let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premier rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Ends 11/3/25.
Feel the thunder. It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Today's keyword, Sactown Sports giving you, of course, a chance to win a pair of lower-level seats to see the Kings versus OKC November 7th. One-night stay at the Kimpton Sawyer. And a $200 gift card to Revival, downtown Sacramento's social hotspot. Thanks to Revival for having us out here today. Elevated vibe, stylish crowd, perfect view of the beam after a Kings win over the defending NBA champions. Text in today's keyword to 916-339-1140. And today's keyword is downtown.
Ooh.
916-339-1140. You text in that keyword downtown, and you got a shot at the grand prize. And this would be a nice place to stay. I know you've stayed here, Jay, and Kayla, you're on a first-name basis with everybody on staff, so.
I mean, it's now, Kevin, now you need the VIP ticket now.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's because he came with you, and then I piggybacked on that. Now he's in. You're in the car.
Yeah.
Literally, I was out there. You know, when we were trying to get in, it was early in the day, and they treated us well. But we, how do we get in? And are you with Kayla, sir? Yeah. All right this way. I'm not kidding.
I talked about Kevin and Jay, and before I came in, when you're new to a place, you guys know this. Like, you don't feel comfortable in many spots. And I had come here last week for the preseason game against the Clippers.
Okay.
And so I felt like this was the one place that I was like, oh, I know kind of
this your spot.
Do.
Yeah, this is your spot.
That was nice.
Yeah. Well, you've done a really good job, and I know that, but I also know you haven't spent a lot of time here. So when I came here, they're like, are you with Kayla? I was like, wow.
Man,
she's
making an impression.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess she might have been here, like, secretly for a while, right?
Listen, real fast, I was having the opportunity, you're talking about people.
Yeah.
We've met so many great people of Revival already today.
Yep.
And, just this is a spot to be. Like, honestly, this is beautiful. You're sitting by the pool. You got the cabanas.
Yep.
It's just a lot going on. But I actually came through across the menu. And, I always tell people I'm chubby for a reason. I like to eat, Whitey.
Yeah.
I like to indulge in some of the great things. They got the twist and dip, the starting five.
Jumbo
dogs.
pretzel, baby.
Yes, game day bites. Everything. They got plenty of beverages through this way. We're getting blessed with a few of them. It's a beautiful thing. I'm always good about Revival. I love it, man. I always tell the story after the playoff games. I came up here literally after every post game.
Are you serious?
Yeah, literally
was it,
every.
Like,
oh man,
jumping
this
up
thing
in here?
Was going up. I didn't even know you could have that many people in here.
Really?
Yeah, it was moving.
DJ and everything?
It was moving.
I love it.
Yeah, it was the who's who was in there minus Gleason.
Starting five dogs. I like the sound of that.
Starting five dogs.
That is so great.
Mini sausages wrapped in pretzel dough served with a spicy aioli.
Okay. Yeah.
I checked it. They got a whole nother menu. And we had the opportunity to speak to, I won't say his name because I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but we had the opportunity to speak to the big dog of the place.
Yes.
Food and beverage big dog.
Yep.
And he gave me another menu because he's like, Jay, you hear him like, yeah, he's like, have you ever partook in some of this stuff? And I said, no, I didn't even know this existed. They rocking caviar.
Dang.
They got California Crown, Sawyer Smoke Show.
That sounds good.
It's going to cost them Mr. Gleason paycheck.
Yeah,
But, man, let me
it
tell
was
you.
good.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on up here at Revival. I had no clue.
Sometimes you just got to treat yourself.
You do.
You know?
You a Kobe beef guy?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They got a Kobe beef. Let me get
Yeah,
that
this
for
is
you.
the secret menu. I'm like, oh, this looks
Yeah,
very
he kind of
interesting.
he did like this.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
It was somewhere
Like the
tucked in the
handoff?
corner. Yeah, and he
So
said,
I know the guy you're talking about, and I didn't see him do that. So he
Yeah.
must have been kind
Uh-huh.
of
I didn't
surreptitiously
either.
giving you the.
he did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, he said, have you ever seen this menu? And I said, no. And then he gave me the Kings menu on game days,
Yeah.
and that, which we were talking about, the twist and dip and the nachos and stuff. And he's like, oh, we got a whole nother menu.
Mm-hmm.
So the big dog's been here for 2 years. So he's been working under the shadow.
Yeah, then he said, if anybody asks, you didn't get that
You
from
didn't get
me.
it from me. Yeah.
Right. Alias, right?
Exactly.
Alias.
No, but it does look phenomenal. And
Man, some of the stuff on here, Kayla, I know you partook in it last week.
every single and we had little samples, of a few things, and every single thing, you guys, I'm not kidding, was like top of the line in terms of the taste. Like just
the
everything
quality.
hit really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
I have a theory that food tastes better
Oh,
when you're
wow.
next
Speaking
to water.
of-
See what I'm saying? They was right on time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Thank you.
Those are the starting five
That's the
dogs,
starting
Mr.
five
Gleason.
And this is my
Yes.
beautiful
Man.
waitress from
What?
last week. Yeah,
Miss
Victoria.
Thank
Oh,
you. We can put it right
wow.
over here. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Look at those delicious.
Man, pretzel.
Nachos.
We got to post
Thank you
this.
guys.
Yeah.
We'll post this. We'll definitely
Well,
get it up.
thank you.
Did
Wow.
you have any of this last
Tremendous.
week?
Okay, so what do we got going on
We got the
here?
starting five dogs, and then we have the twist and dip.
Twist and
That's-
dip.
Yeah, twist
This
and
is all
dip.
new. I didn't have any of this.
And then we have the nachos behind
Okay,
us.
so this is all
Do you
new.
want to put the nachos,
Nachos
there? You got
Reyes.
room, or are they
Oh.
good?
Yeah,
here?
go ahead. Yeah, we can do
So
that.
now we got three. I have three new items to taste because I have not tasted these.
So what'd
yet.
you get your hands on last week?
It was like charcuterie board. We had
Ah.
like the salmon tuna dip thing.
The tartare?
Yeah, we had. I mean, everything you can think of, they have here in some form or fashion. I'm a big dip person, so
Oh, me
we
too,
had
me
some
too.
sort of a dip, which was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Jay, let me ask you this, and I know you're posting these things because we were talking to Chris about this, and I don't think we got your views on this. And you know Coach Christie very well, of course. After yesterday's practice, Doug Christie said 3 things we need to do tonight: defend, rebound, and share. What do you think of their chances of doing those 3 things tonight? Opening night in Sacramento. Defend, rebound, and share.
Seems
Domas
simple.
back tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go 1 and 3. I'm going to check those boxes.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, even with Domas coming back in the length and athleticism of the Utah Jazz, I'll wait and see on the rebound.
Yeah.
I'm going to defend the starting 5 dogs. I don't know if I'm going to share them.
That a boy.
Ooh,
That a boy.
okay.
That a boy.
Hey, you're claiming
I like
what
that.
you want.
I like that.
You see
I
what
like
you
that.
want, and
Yeah.
you go for it.
And if you do, I'll catch it on the rebound. There you
Exactly.
go. Absolutely.
Right. All right.
I thought they did a good, especially tale of 2 halves, right?
Oh, yeah.
First half,
Yes.
they shared very well.
Yeah.
We need to see a little bit more of that throughout the whole entire game, all 48 minutes. The defend, I thought they did very well. You saw the effort there.
You did.
Now, it sounds crazy because they lost, but they defended decently.
I thought so, too.
I mean, Schroeder picked up at the end,
Yeah.
94 feet, playing with the chest. I thought they played decently, I guess okay enough to lose, but it did impress me with the effort.
Yeah. What I saw the biggest thing, and it might seem so simple, you guys, but watching that game, seeing them do what they did in the first half, I think we were all like, I don't know if you guys were having fun, but I was having a blast. I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is
very
great. It's
entertaining
fun to
game.
watch.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
my brother was like, Kayla, you better be careful. You better be careful because it's going to flip real quick. And I'm saying, nah, like they look good. They look in sync. And then sure enough, the second half, you see it completely switch where they weren't making their shots and the Phoenix Suns were. It's just finding that balance.
It's just the game tilts.
Yeah,
it's going their way, and it's like that, and then
it's like, can we just
Go the
tilt
other
it
way, yeah.
somewhere in the middle,
Yeah,
even if it's the whole game, and you can kind of keep that consistency because it's just not sustainable, I guess, to play like that for the whole entire game.
How long
right
has your
now.
brother been a Kings fan?
So he's been here for like 10 years now. So
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why you came this way?
So my sister-in-law's from here, born and raised.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they built their family here.
Wow.
And so now, he's become a Kings fan, and sometimes, like I said, he warns me. But she's been one her full life. So, yeah. But you know me, I go to a city, I embrace the team. So I don't really care. You know, right now I know times are tough, but I'm going to embrace the team. I do think this could be a good game for them to get tonight. I know some of the rebounding stuff, but I feel like Utah was on a high in that first game. And I think the Kings know they need to get this one. Again, you start the season 0-2 with two really not great teams. Then you go on the road. That's tough.
Yeah, you hear that wind. That's the wind of victory. Ooh,
I know,
that's
right?
What that
So
bringing that smell.
The wind of victory.
Like this beam right here behind us if they win tonight.
Right there,
is that
yes,
the
right
deal?
there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen this in person.
Are you staying for the game?
I can't. I got soccer.
You got life? Okay.
I've got nephew soccer.
I understand.
But I will be watching on TV as much as I can, or my phone, you know.
Yeah. So the Kings opening the season tonight. A couple other things going on tonight as well. We're back with a look at all that to Drive Guys from Revival. Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacramento Kings basketball is back. Be there for opening night at Golden One Center on Friday, October 24th, when the Kings take on the Utah Jazz at 7 p.m. Following opening night, the Kings will take on the LA Lakers on October 26th and then the Golden State Warriors on November 5th. Don't miss these marquee matchups and more great games coming to Golden One Center this season. Head to kings.com/tickets to secure your seat to be part of the action.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
The Sactown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. San Francisco gets a huge win on Sunday night, beating Atlanta 20-10 to improve to 5-2 on the year. A historic night for Christian McCaffrey. 201 yards of total offense, 129 on the ground, 72 receiving, and a pair of touchdowns. San Francisco next in action at Houston on Sunday. You can catch all the action beginning at 9 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 mpg combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad, a lineman, leaving in the middle of the night. Families were depending on him to get their power back on to keep them safe and warm. Watching him taught me that this work isn't just about wires and circuits. It's about people and the trust they place in us when the lights go out. That's why I started Maverick Electric Heating and Air, to carry on that same promise of showing up, doing it right, and protecting families when they need us most. Visit callamaverick.com.
The mildest summer in 30 years has left AC makers with overstock and far below their sales targets. Your chance for huge savings. Sierra Pacific's partnership with top manufacturers mean exclusive discounts to clear inventory fast. Get premium systems installed flawlessly by friendly pros with ironclad warranties and great discounts with SMUD rebates. Plus, HVAC's tax credits expire December 31st. Call for your complimentary proposal. Visit SierraPacificHome.com.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
And we're coming to you poolside from Revival here at Kempton Sawyer. I'd say that pool probably fit about 50 people. I'd say that's probably the maximum capacity of that pool.
I was like, how many? Now that you just say that, now I'm like, I'm now wondering, what should we do? Over or under 50? Is that what it is?
I'm just
50?
reading the sign here.
Yes,
yeah.
There's other interesting things not to do or not to go in.
That's right.
If you have certain
pool
things.
rules and
Yep.
I'm kidding about that because earlier we had everything set up where our background for YouTube was the warning, no lifeguard on duty and all the pool rules, and we realized probably should have the pool or something in the background.
Yeah.
So we're having a lot of fun here getting ready for opening night. Nothing like opening night for the Kings in Sacramento. We'll get back to that. We've got a lot going on in the city. I just want to mention this. And, Jay, I know you know Amy Trask.
Yes.
Raider fans know Amy Trask.
Oh, yeah.
Al Davis, you know Amy?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Yes,
love
yes.
her work.
Josh Dubo pointing out here on X that Amy Trask and John McVeigh are among 21 contributors that advance in voting for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
That would be tremendous.
That's incredible.
Yes, I believe she was the first female executive in the NFL.
Yes.
Al Davis made her that.
For the Raiders.
And also our friend Lorenzo Neal.
Well,
And he's
Lo
former
Neal up
Tennessee
there.
Titan.
Wow, yes,
He is also,
Lorenzo.
and I think it's the first time he's advanced. He's been nominated many times, but he hasn't gotten very far.
Sure.
And I think he's gotten further in the process this year than he ever had before. So best of luck to both of them. Lorenzo Neal is a wonderful guy and a great player.
Yeah.
And Amy Trask.
Yeah, that's good. I have people I look up to, obviously, in this business, and I've been in it for a long time, and these are people, you know, you mentioned Amy Trask's name. These are women I looked up to and have done it the right way, and clearly, if
Pioneers,
that's what
right? I mean, groundbreakers, and
it was hard. Like, groundbreaking then was hard, and it still is hard, but those are people that you were able to look up to, being a woman. So that's awesome news. I love that.
Yeah, so best of luck to them. We have tonight, of course, the Kings opening the home season, and then we got Jay Montana at Sac State on ESPN2.
On a Friday.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of smoke back and forth between Sac State and Montana. Though I must say, President Dr. Woods came out today and put out an olive branch.
Yeah.
You guys see that? Yeah.
Yep.
He extended and donated some money to the food pantry out in Montana.
Oh, that's
University of
cool.
Montana.
The food pantry or the food panda?
Well, it could be both.
That was so funny, you guys, because I covered Montana and Bobby Houck.
Really?
Back in the day. And so when he was at like responding to the comments, I'm like, oh my gosh, these schools right now, like I'm just excited to see them play on the field.
Yes,
I really am tonight. I think that'll be fun. So I'm going to be bouncing back.
Man, you were out in Montana,
dude. I've been everywhere. Where's that? I've been everywhere. 3 years. Yeah,
really.
I've been everywhere, man.
I've been so when it's like I can't even remember like the days now. But when Dame Lillard played at Weber State. They would play Montana all the time when Montana was really good. So we got to see Dame all the time, like back in the day. Yeah.
Wow. You know what team had a chance to draft Dame and didn't?
Oh, why you bringing that up?
Huh?
Why you bringing
Are
that up?
we ripping up
I didn't mean to say that. I just meant to think that, and it came out.
Yeah.
Actually, the answer is a lot of teams.
I was going to say there were
a lot of teams.
There were, what, 6, 7 teams?
Yeah.
Because he got drafted 6 or 7. Because we took Thomas Robinson, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's
I was going to ask, who did you take?
Okay. That was 5.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunate, Jay, that it's the same night as the Kings home opener, but ESPN says we want you on TV, and this is when we need you to play. So,
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
ESPN 2.
I would have loved for it to be last week out of win or even next week. But, it coincides with the game opener. I love Sac State. You have to go to a Sac State game.
You guys, I'm not joking. I want to go.
Last time? When last time you been to one?
It's been a while. Been a bit.
Yeah. I wanted to go to this game. And
tonight?
Yes.
Well, you can. Oh, you still got nephew stuff on.
I know. But I will say this about Sac State. They're doing a lot to put their name out there, and they're spending money. Like, you have to do this if you're a team that wants to start getting players there, and we know that they are. And I'm excited for them, and I hope that they can continue to build off of that. But I know they're bringing in who's
Quavo tonight.
Quavo's performing tonight.
Amigos.
Yeah.
Whitey, I'm surprised you're not going to be there, brother.
I love Quavo. I love Amigos, but yeah.
Blame the Kings.
I know. Dang Kings. But shout out to them for getting they're on national TV, and that brings attention. Yes. And so if they can play well tonight, and
they're definitely garnering a lot of attention. They're definitely getting good at that.
They are.
I think the last time I went to one, Jay, I was the sideline reporter on Channel 58 for the Causeway Classic. I think that was the last time.
Talking about 20 years there. So
it was a while ago.
Was on the squad. Was Charles Roberts on the squad at the time?
Yeah.
He's like,
then also tonight, World Series Game 1.
Yeah, give me the Blue Jays.
World Series probably.
I'm with you.
Is that a sensitive topic for you still?
I have now just moved on. You know what? I've got to move on, and I am actually happy. If another team was going to be in it, even though they beat us, it would be the Blue Jays that I'd root for. Because I do not want – sorry, Dad. I do not want the Dodgers to win another Natty. I just don't. Or World Championship, I should say.
Well, that's all to say. We got you.
Yeah.
I think everybody, unless you are a Dodger fan, we're all against the Dodgers.
I know.
Even if you're a Yankee, even if you're, whoever you root for, if you're not a Dodger fan, it's the Dodgers. This is literally the Dodgers versus everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone else that's rooting for the Dodgers. And you as a Mariner,
I know.
Your squad just got eliminated, and you like, I don't care. Yeah. I'm still rooting for the Blue Jays.
I'm still rooting for the Blue Jays.
The Dodgers, and we had a Dodger fan come through here as a patron here at Revival. We're having the broadcast here at Revival at the Kempton Sawyer across the way from the arena, and he's got a Dodger hat on, and he was like, who's going to get game? I say, who's going to get game 1? Whitey, I'm going to fire it up real quick.
I didn't even want to talk to that guy. You got to be nice and everything. I saw his hat.
I know. You're just kind of like the head shake.
Who's going to get game 1? He's like, my guys, game 1, we're back in it.
Yep.
And then this is what he had nerves enough to say, and I almost came to your defense.
I was.
Yeah, man, Kayla says, you guys are in it every year.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, just two times in a row. I said, man,
get out of here.
I almost called the security to come get his tail up out of here. Seriously. Get up out of here.
I was like, I sensed a little bit of, eliteness there in that response.
Haughtiness,
Yeah, I should have told her that a Mariner
I did not hear that because, like I said, I didn't want to talk to the guy and I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad we're all on the same page of this, though, and that we do not care for the Dodgers to win it again.
Jay will hate me saying this, but if the Dodgers do win, that's 2 in a row. That is something.
I know.
Baseball?
That is significant. Yeah.
And they've been in the playoffs, which feels like 12 years in a row. It just feels like they're there all the time.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. And, they coughed up a few of them early on. And,
sure.
But I won't give them the COVID championship.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a hater for the Dodgers, but
do you give them 2017 when they lost to the Astros who were cheating?
Oh,
that's tough because I don't like either.
I know, me either. I hate the Astros too.
Can we just take that off the books?
Yeah, how about we just
No,
take
I just
both
give it to
of
the
them?
Astros. Cheating or not, it's like I'm not giving it to the Dodgers.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You're right. Shouts out to Altuve.
Yeah. And then 2018 they lost to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
2019 they didn't get there, but then they had the COVID year. And
they won.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I will say with LA, and it really is like the pitching for LA, the starting pitching, I should say.
Yeah.
And then you've got what I saw firsthand, some of the power in the Blue Jays lineup, and starting with Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Right.
I mean, Vladdy is just, first of all, so fun to watch. But I think both the bullpens are a little weak. They're not their strongest. So that's what's going to be
And the
interesting.
Dodgers are without, unfortunately, their top lefty, and there's something going on family-wise, and he's
his
away.
wife.
Is that what it is? I knew
his
it was
wife had some family things that obviously were that serious that he couldn't be here.
Understandable.
So
that's the soft underbelly of that team, and all the best to him and his wife.
Oh, absolutely.
I know, yeah.
Godspeed,
but you know who we're going for on this show?
Oh, yeah.
Blue Jays.
Oh, man. Timely hitting. And
I'm
this
a
is
big Max Scherzer guy.
Boy. Bo Bichette back in the lineup.
Yes.
Second base. Yeah.
Okay.
Hitting in the cleanup spot, too.
Yeah.
Playing second base. And so that
Alejandro
probably
Kirk.
brings a little spark back for the Blue Jays. But if they can do what they did to you, I hate to bring that up, Kayla. If they can hit home runs, then they should be within the series.
I agree.
I don't know if they have enough to win it.
Say it that way.
Well,
because they really should win.
It's true, though. Look at how they won in Game 7. George Springer, who had been beat up for the last 4 games with the knee, you saw him fall into the ground almost every swing, was able to just in that one moment come up that clutch. It just seemed like that's what they did against the Mariners, even though they had good starting pitching. So maybe that's how they take advantage of the Dodgers.
And why do you come back, Craig?
Let me give a quick
TV voice.
Let me give a quick. I just want to give a quick shout out before we go to break. Give a quick shout out to Center High School's own Nathan Lucas, who's playing in the World Series for Toronto as well.
That's right. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Center High School. Yeah.
Cool.
Playing for the Jays. Craig Bolerjack, TV voice of the Utah Jazz. When we come back and wrap up our show from Revival on opening night, the party's just getting started on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Sactown Sports has your ticket to the biggest live events going on in our region. First up, get in the game Halloween weekend at the Sinners and Saints Halloween Party and Costume Contest at the venue at Thunder Valley, October 25th. Then, country fans, the spotlight's on the brand new Channel 24 venue in Sacramento as Cameron Marlowe takes the stage October 28th. Comedy lovers, don't miss the one and only Trevor Noah, November 9th at the venue at Thunder Valley. The action keeps rolling with Jesse McCartney at Channel 24 Sacramento on November 14th. The same night, legends, the Isley Brothers bring the soul to Hard Rock Live. Rock icons Heart storm Hard Rock Live on November 21st, followed by the Stray Cats November 23rd. Laugh it up with Mike Epps on December 5th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Sactown Sports is your home court for live events. Head to sactownsports.com. That's sactownsports.com for more info. Join Scott Marsh and Henry Turner this Sunday from 4:30 to 5:30 for Game Night Live from Beach Hut Deli, located at 711 K Street. Stop by for your chance to win some great prizes. See you there.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140.
You know, ain't no nothing on the door from smoking. It's Friday night, so everything is popping. I got
The Drive Guys powering your afternoons Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
It is opening night in Sacramento. Drive Guys coming to you from Revival right next to the Golden One Center. The Kings and the Utah Jazz tonight. You got Whitey, you got Jay, you got Kayla. Nice enough to join us. Our next guest, of course, a college basketball broadcasting legend. He's been the TV voice of the Jazz since the 2005-2006 season. Craig Bolerjack, nice enough to join us. Craig, thanks for your time. How are you today?
Absolutely. Guys, how are you? Just got to the arena and excited for another opening night. We had our own Wednesday, and things worked out, and we'll see if the Jazz can't keep a little momentum going against Sacramento, but I know the Kings would rather see it the other way. we'll
so
see. It'll be fun.
Craig, did anybody in Jazzland see that big opening night win over the Clippers coming? Oh, either we lost Craig or, yeah. Apologies. We appear to have lost Craig Bolerjack. Apologies to you, dear listener. Apologies to Craig Bolerjack. See if we can't get him back at some point. Maybe
he just didn't want to answer it.
I think, yeah. He did. That's all he had for us.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, that's what I got.
Of course, we were asking him about the fact that the Jazz. Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Hey, Craig, sorry about that. Thanks for hanging with us. Just wondering, did anybody see that big win over the Clippers coming in Jazzland? Nope, I think, yeah. It's all right. You could let it go. Yeah, what do you think, Jay? We let him go? Yeah. We're going to try him one more time. Craig Bolerjack endeavoring to join us. We appreciate the time. Appreciate you being with us today as well. You can hear the commotion just outside the arena. There's a rally going on for the Kings, and we're at Revival, and a special night. And we don't know what the Kings are doing this year, obviously where this season's going to go, what the team's going to look like at the deadline. But I agree with something you said earlier, Jay. You can talk about, as we did after the first game, hey, maybe we're not going to dissect after every game. You know, this went wrong, that went wrong. But they need to win tonight, right? They need to win on opening night. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yes. Hello, Craig.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, okay. We'll try one more time, Craig, and we thank you for sticking with us here. Wanted to know that first game, the big win over the Clippers, were there any signs that the Clippers were on the verge of a bust-out night like that?
Something about
3
that
strikes
question.
and you're out. Yeah.
I'll answer it. I don't think a lot of people thought that was going to happen. I really don't, especially against the Clippers.
Yeah. No, it's I think. What do you think, Jay? Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll let him go. Ramsey, thank you to Craig Bolerjack, who's certainly gone above and beyond today.
He has.
And
I know he didn't want to answer our question, but like I said, we can answer it for him. I don't think a lot of people, in all seriousness, were expecting the Utah Jazz to open up their season not only with a win, guys, but they pretty much dominated that game.
Yes.
And in pretty much every statistical category as well. I think that was a surprise to many. And I don't know, blame it on the Clippers for not coming out. I read a lot of stuff. I didn't watch that game, but I read a lot of stuff that they looked slow. We clearly know they have a lot of older players, but they're still extremely talented players that are expected to be good this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to make of it. I truly think we're going to see tonight if that is really the Utah Jazz or if that was just one of those things that they came out.
I do think, and I know I mentioned this earlier, I don't mean to be redundant, but I do think a lot of the NBA is going to be keeping a closer eye on this game than they normally would have because, the Clippers game, wow, did you see what Utah did? Are they able to do that again on the road? Is this a team that's going to surprise some people this year? Obviously, it's too early to jump to any conclusions no matter what happens tonight, but that was one of the biggest surprises of opening night in the NBA.
It really was, and I know everybody here was kind of paying attention just for the fact that they knew they played the Jazz next. And when you talked about this schedule, we've spoke about this a lot, but the Phoenix Suns and Utah Jazz were those teams that at least at this point were kind of on the level of, okay, you can beat these teams. They're beatable. And so now with the loss to the Suns, and now you got Utah coming in here, but they looked so good. It doesn't seem like it's favorable in terms of the Kings. They're favored in this game. I heard the latest was 5.5 or something. So they're favored, whether that be home court advantage or whatever it might be. Maybe having Sabonis back tonight is going to be helpful as well, just because this is a starting lineup that has 3 guys that are at least 6'11" or 7 foot.
Yeah, because Filipowski's 6'11", and then you got your favorite. Walker Kessler's your favorite? He is your favorite, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's the easiest name to say.
Okay. He and Lowry Markkanen, a couple of 7-footers.
Yeah,
but, Jay, as we were saying before we tried again with Craig Bolerjack, you have to win this game tonight.
Without a doubt. Come on, man. And I was just triple-checking right now. The spread is at 6.5. So
in favor of the Kings?
Yeah, in favor of the Kings.
Oh, wow, so that went up since the bonus was.
It has.
Okay.
The leading rebounder in the NBA comes back, and then all of a sudden you get a point. That's a putback. You absolutely need to win today. And I say that in the form of, I'm going to just leave me a little space here.
Yeah.
Because if they don't win, I don't want to have to come on Monday and have to defend the fact that they didn't win. Yeah, but no, you ladies and gentlemen, I was going to say fellas again, I got to fix that. The Kings need a W.
Yeah.
There's no better time to get one than right now, opening night here at Doco, and you're playing the Jazz. A team that if you want to be better than, if you want to fight for play-in, playoff, whoever you ask, you need to beat the Utah Jazz. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it's not a must-win in the sense of, well, if you lose tonight, your season's over. But it's a game that you really need to win because you got to start to reestablish, to your players, to yourselves, to your fans, the Kings fans deserve a win tonight.
Exactly.
Is what it boils down to.
It does. And I think for the fact that we're still trying to figure out really truly who this team is. And maybe we don't figure that out this season, but I think everybody hopes that we can. And, being able to establish that with the dub at home would be really helpful because you see the first half, you're like, okay, there's a lot of talent on this team in terms of offense especially. So if we could just see that a little bit in the second half, carried over, or not letting the team come back after, leading by 20 points. It just can't happen if you want to have success this year.
And don't do it at home.
No, especially.
Kayla, I know you've done your research and paid attention. We've lived it here.
Sure.
Me and Mr. Gleason. So
is her sister.
Absolutely.
Sister-in-law,
Absolutely. Family as well. So they know we don't protect home court too well here in Sacramento.
Nope.
Not as well as they should.
No, they need to change that.
I agree.
You have to change that. And if you want to, the Kings are trying to set a foundation. Scott Perry, Coach Christie, they're coming in and they're talking about setting a foundation, playing 94 feet defense, the three aspects that you've talked about, which is sharing defense and rebounding.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. That's what
maybe
Doug's
not in that
talking
order.
about,
That's what Coach Christie talked about. And so the point of it is you can't preach all of that and then at your house, somebody kick in your door, sit on your couch, put the feet up on the coffee table, take the shoes off, and then hit your refrigerator.
A team that you were looking down at last year.
Yeah, you can't have that. So you have to defend Doko. You have to defend the G1C. And I think it's not a must-win. It's game 2, of course.
Right,
but
right.
you want to see a win.
But I think it's kind of potentially a sliding doors moment. You win this game, it's just like, all right, that's good. If by chance they don't, I think then all of a sudden, there's some more of these unpleasant questions that even though it's 2 games in, you have to start to – you're going to hear them anyway, even if you don't want to answer them.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it.
All right,
because you know who's coming Sunday.
The Lakers.
Right,
and they don't even look that good right now, right?
They really don't.
They look beatable.
Yeah.
Beatable.
I saw that first game, and it was like, okay, that's nothing special. LeBron's not out there, obviously. But, I mean, it didn't look great.
No.
So
you have an opportunity. I think coming into the season and you look at the schedule, Suns, okay, we should probably get there.
Yeah.
Though it's on the road, it's opening night, okay. Utah, no, I easily put a W in that box on the schedule on my refrigerator.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I said W, right?
Yes.
And I put it in red pen. And so I'm like, we're not scratching that out. Lakers, we'll see. Then you see LeBron gone, you're like, okay, well, I might start we'll see.
Like a line?
Yeah, and you just do it, counterclockwise, corner to corner, because you could turn it into an L if you had to.
Yeah. See,
we
clever.
gotta get creative with this,
Yeah, you got too many of your games in the first 20 here are against, I should say, Minnesota and Denver and OKC. To be letting one slide here against the Jazz.
Because we see it's incredible, like OKC for the first time ever in back-to-back games in the opening season, they go to double overtime and win at that. And it goes to show again, like, that team is going to be.
Did you see Shea last night?
Oh,
he was
my
laying down,
goodness.
And you could read his lips like, I'm tired.
I'm tired. 55 points for him in that one, wasn't it? And this guy is just coming out, just firing on all cylinders. But 2 overtime, I'd be tired too.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Maybe they'll tire him out, you guys, to start the season.
Yeah, every game's double overtime.
Yeah.
They'll be spent by the
by
the All-Star break.
Or just by the time they face the Kings first.
Yeah,
so,
very true.
Hey, it'll be interesting, though. I'm hoping to see. I know I won't be here, but I'm hoping to see the lighting of the beam. I don't know if I told you
How
guys.
How far away
this.
are you in the city?
So we're like Folsom area, so we're pretty far up.
Oh yeah, never mind.
But I'll tell you this:
you in Placerville.
We're way up there.
Right.
When I was in Nashville doing sports talk radio there, we talked about the Sacramento Kings and the beam.
Okay.
When it was the.
What'd you say?
Everybody loved it, and everybody thought it was so cool that. So much so, again, we brought it up on a, Tennessee-based show that doesn't really talk a lot of NBA too, because the Grizzlies are not in our vicinity. Yeah, and so everybody thought it was so cool, and so now to be here to actually maybe see this tonight would be pretty fun.
I've got one question for you.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, somebody on the station, and someone who's on the station now, they actually suggested that maybe the beam was something that should go away.
Okay.
Can you guess who it was?
Oh, man.
No.
Was it Jay,
hell nah.
was it?
Come on, I'm sharper than that, baby.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Was it Alex?
Yeah.
I knew it.
That was a dead giveaway. That was a dead giveaway.
I think he had to walk that. He had just started.
What was the reason?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that was one where, it's like, ooh, I want that one back.
Ooh, let's moonwalk. Let's moonwalk
yes.
it.
I don't know, and I could be speaking out of line here. Is Allen a Warriors fan?
No,
he is not a Warriors
I've been trying to figure that out too. I
tease
know
him that he is because he and I both worked at that station.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he's not attached to anyone now that he's adopted the Kings. He didn't have a team prior to being a Kings.
I don't know if he did or not.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Because I can't remember him ever saying, like, hey, I'm a 76er or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
I was saying that in the form of living the truth.
Yeah.
If you are a Warriors fan, and I don't know what Allen is, but I'm saying anyone.
Well, I don't think he is.
Yeah, I just said it.
I know, because a lot of people keep bringing that, and I joke about it,
well,
and
from
I
the
should.
Bay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. And the whole Kaminga thing, I learned he wasn't a Golden State fan either.
He ain't a Laker, right?
No.
Okay,
No.
just making sure. All right.
Like, I'm a Sonics fan, but they're non-existent right now.
You get a
so
pass right now.
I'm going to adopt the Kings.
Yeah, you get until the Sonics come back.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, then you.
And that might
You're not an
be
OKC
ever.
fan? That's the Sonics.
No. Not at all.
Okay,
Kevin.
just wondering.
I was looking at the schedule to make sure we have OKC Tuesday at OKC, and then the following Friday is the second one, and the
Okay.
third one is the 2 weeks after that.
That's the game
Wednesday
where we're sending somebody, to the game, and then they're staying here, right?
Right here, that Friday
That's the
game.
NBA Cup.
November 7th.
Yeah.
November 7th.
They can come eat all this good food and
Absolutely.
have
yeah.
beverages.
So that's 3 times with them, 3 times with Denver, 3 times with
I
Minnesota.
mean, that's insane.
It really is. So you got to take advantage of a little
Again,
something the schedule.
you got to win tonight.
You have to get there, man. I mean, you look at it, again, LA doesn't look as daunting. You got OKC next week. We know what that is going into OKC. You got Chicago, which again, if you want to be a playoff / play-in team, you need to go get Chicago.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
You know who else looks good is, I'm not going to call them Allen's Warriors because I don't want to.
The Warriors look good. Let's just admit it, guys.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, did we see what they did last night?
They beat the
in
Lakers
a game?
and they've beaten Denver.
And Steph's just doing Steph things, like hitting the game-tying shot with like 24 seconds left.
And then Jimmy
to send
Butler
it.
hit shot last night.
Butler looked good. And that was Aaron Gordon just on a heater last night. I think he was like 10 of 11 from 3 and 51 points. Like, that was with the guy that was doing that for his Denver Nuggets.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And your boy Kuminga actually looks
Kuminga
really
looks
good, Jay.
Yeah, my boy.
Maybe you
Doing
should
good.
have parted with that unprotected first, Jay. Huh? Maybe you should have.
They might have found something with Will Richard, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
The Florida guy, yeah.
Like, oh, man,
He
where
looked
was
good.
he at? Was he on the board? I had to go back and look at the draft.
Yeah.
I had to triple check to see if he was there, but he looked confident. Had a 3. He had a steal and a pull-up 3 that people, in the fourth quarter. Yeah, unfortunately, the Warriors do look like they're here to stay. They'll probably make the playoffs. We're 1, 2 games, 3 games in.
Yeah.
I understand it. But, the Kings, we're talking about some of these teams because the Kings definitely need to get the W today.
Exactly.
They truly do. You have to beat Utah. I don't care who the hell's coming in with Utah, but you got to beat them. You just have to.
Yeah.
And I think it also, you guys, silences a little, just for now at least, of blowing a 20-point lead and some of the things that have been said in the offseason about the question marks and trading guys and all of that. I think it just, for the time being at least, just silences it a little because you're doing it at home if you get the dub tonight.
Right.
And you are doing it against a Utah team that just took care of the Clippers. So it all kind of strings together.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a huge game for Utah because, I hate to say it, but they look at the Kings the same way some of us look at the Jazz.
Yes.
And after their big win, they're like, hey, we win this game. They've had their own problems, those Kings. We'd be 2-0.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, Whitey. People get the schedule, and it's inevitable. We look at the schedule and say, loss, win, loss, loss, whatever. The same thing is happening in Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Kings
Exactly
game, too.
right.
If we just pull out a win against the Clippers, which we did, we can start this thing off 2-0. The Kings, we got to go take care of that.
Yep.
They're saying the same thing as much as, shots out to Thurl Bailey and Matt Harpering and all those guys. We had C. Bowler Jack, all those guys that's going to be talking about it pregame. They're like, if you want to be in the play-in, you got to beat this team.
Exactly.
You got to beat the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we always talk about, the Kings, if they're going to move up, who's going to fall out?
Right.
And we don't like to think about, who behind the Kings is going to also leapfrog you. You don't want to think about that. And you don't want to give the Utah Jazz any more confidence that they could be one of those teams tonight.
I just thought about something. Let me ask you real fast, 90 seconds or less. Is Portland's season over?
Oh.
Because we're talking about a team chasing the Kings now with their head coach and Thiago Splitter. Is their season abundantly over now?
I still think they have pieces to, and I know they're young, but they've got some other guys there, and Dame's back, obviously. He's in his, but I think they have something that they can still build on, but that's what comes down to coaching. How important is coaching? In the NBA, some say it's more of the players, right? Some say it is the coach. So I think we're really going to see there, can he kind of galvanize from a situation like this? Because it could go, like you said, Jay, the other way completely.
Be over.
Yeah. They've got a lot of young talent. They're a good defensive team, and they added Drew Holiday. But I'm with you, Jay. They're done.
They're done.
Yeah.
You're writing them off?
He's like, get them out of the way.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, that's tough, and you know that's going to be kind of hanging over them all year long. Now, I suspected that the whole aspiration thing would hang over the Clippers, but I know Law Murray says that it hasn't been an issue.
No.
Now, they did get blown out on opening night. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I do suspect that's going to be a tough one for the Trailblazers to just kind of shake off this year.
I think so. It's there's a lot in the mind, right?
Yeah.
And that's hard to not knowing what the future. I mean, clearly he's not coming back anytime soon. Probably never. But I mean,
I would bet
that affects
that
players.
they're done.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the problem here in Sacramento, so that's not our problem to deal with,
you
right?
know what? It popped in my mind when you said teams chasing the Kings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, maybe that's one less team you don't necessarily have to worry about because of the things that's happening off the court now for the Trailblazers.
Right.
Yeah.
And I hate that for individual players. Like, that
course.
stinks, man. But, like, it is what it is. Like, like that's one extra team maybe out of the way.
Yeah, another team that finished behind the Kings at one game in looks really good, San Antonio. Now, I know it's only one game, but we've been waiting and waiting and waiting on Wemby. And one game in, Jay, woo! He looks good.
Dude, Wemby?
He looks Wembilicious.
They have a lot of young firepower. I'm a Dylan Harper guy. I think Dylan Harper is going to be good. I truly, truly do. We know Steph Cass is doing his thing. They have
Devin Vassell's a good player.
Keldon Johnson, my cousin. You know,
they don't even need that guy that used to, I don't remember his name, the guy that used to play here. I don't even know if they need him.
Yeah, right? Oh, that Fox guy?
That's the one.
That's him.
I thought maybe you were talking about HB, the Falcon. But they do, and we'll see how it is. It's going to be interesting, and the first thing I always look at Wemby, and I'm not hoping anything of this happens.
Right.
He is so tall and lanky that the very first thing I think about is health for him. Can he play a full season as he gets a little older? He's still young. He's a young pup right now.
That's what I used to worry about before the draft. Obviously, I don't have anything to do with the decisions, but I would not have drafted Holmgren where he was drafted for that reason.
Oh my God,
and obviously, it's like haven't been a problem, and they've won a championship. I know he did get hurt early on.
Right.
But
I mean, I even thought of that honestly back in the day when the Sonics drafted Kevin Durant. Like Durant he's but look at his career, and he's been through the issues as well. But talking, I guess Mark Stein was on Carmichael and Dave. This morning, Carmichael Dave, and he was saying that watching it in person in that game was just insanity.
The Wemby,
like watching like the moves with a guy that is of that, like you said, the height and just the length was like, he's like, I've never seen something like this before, and he's seen so much NBA.
Right.
So I was like, wow, I guess it was like that different.
Right.
But is it sustainable over time? You're exactly right.
Yeah, you mentioned Durant. I mean, that's another team, and I know they're 0-1, but Houston, they're very formidable, but they've got a glaring problem right now with Van Vliet out, and Reed Shepherd was kind of a mixed bag, and he's kind of a target. You know, when the other team has the ball, they tend to go after him.
Well, I ain't petitioning for any trade, but I'm just saying, if you need a point guard,
right?
Look across the way.
Well, there's
Golden One Center.
There's a chunk of them.
Yeah. If you need one, we'll take some of them young guns you got over there.
That's why I'm thinking, like a team like that, Malik would be a good fit there.
Man, Malik,
but the Kings have already declared to the world he's not a point guard.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be tough to give up Malik and to go to Houston with that firepower. Because one thing about Malik is he's gonna get on heaters. And that's a team that doesn't need any type of heater.
Nope.
You know, you got KD and all those other young guns around there. Can we talk about someone else?
I know, right?
That's what I'd say.
They might need somebody who's more of those quote-unquote pure point guards who's like, we don't need you to shoot. Look at who's on the team. Get the ball to KD. Get the ball to Shingun. Get
Trey
the ball
Jones.
to Ahmed.
Because it was pretty much like by committee. Like that's what that in terms of point guard, in that last game, it was like whoever. That's how
Thompson
they had
started,
to do it.
right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is not something nice to say right before opening night here, but the whole Domas is better than Şengün argument kind of took a body blow in the opener.
Well, he was like hitting threes
He's
and
doing everything.
I'm going, who is this again?
He was doing everything. But it's just one game, and Domas is back tonight. Come on, Jay.
Let's go.
Oh, baby, we winning. Look, Kayla even throwing pads and notepads and stuff out here.
I'm like, we're getting the dub tonight.
Well, thank you, Kayla. Thanks for everything. Yeah, we hope to see you again soon. Yeah. It's been fun.
It's been really fun. And this was a game night, too. So that was really cool to be out here.
Yeah.
And Jay, get the beam done for
what do you have coming up now?
We got game night, rocking with my boy High Flyer.
You're on game night?
HT. Filling in for Scott Marsh, who's flying to Northern Colorado. So I don't see HT yet, but we'll rock it. We'll get there. And then, we're going to walk into the G1C and get this W tonight.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Jay.
Love it.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us. Thank you to Revival. Thank you for being with us. Stick around. We got game night with Jay and the High Flyer next on Sactown Sports. It's opening night.
Tell them like the beam now. If you reppin' that Kings like the beam now. Sac crowd, make sure everyone knows. Let me tell you how this thing really goes. Yeah, we travel deep. Whether we home or on the road, we lit. You don't want that smoke, we the team of the year. We shaking things over here, don't doubt.
This is TV's Dr. Travis Stork for Eggland's Best. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make sure you're choosing wholesome ingredients like Eggland's Best Eggs to plus up your nutrition. With more than 6 times the vitamin D and double the omega-3s and vitamin B12 compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best supports a healthy lifestyle. Available in so many